संख्या में कहां से लोग आए हुए हैं?
ये पूरी दिल्ली से झुग्गी झोपड़ी के लोग भी आए हुए हैं, इसमें आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता भी आए हुए हैं, क्योंकि वो भी बेचारे गरीब घर के लोग हैं। अगर उनका मकान तो
ये मैं चांदनी चौक से आई हूँ। ये झुग्गी झोपड़ी जो तोड़ रहे हैं, ये अच्छी बात है कि मोदी जी एक तो कहते हैं कि भारत महान, एक गरीब उजाड़ रहे हो, ये कहाँ जाएंगे? आप इधर कैमरा करो, विकलांग कैसे बैठे? ये देखिए विकलांग महिला कहाँ जाएंगी? ये मोदी सामने।
तो ये जो तस्वीर आपको दिखा रहे हैं, ये व्हील चेयर पर बैठे हुए दिव्यांग लोग हैं जो यहाँ पर अपने घर को तोड़ने के आदेश के खिलाफ यहाँ पर हाथों में तख्तियां लेकर बैठे हुए प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं। आप देखिए सराउंडिंग अगर तस्वीर आपको दिखाते हैं तो ये तमाम जो लोग हैं यहाँ पर जो प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, इसमें आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता भी हैं और इसमें वो लोग भी हैं जिनके घर को हटाने का नोटिस दिया गया है। पुलिस बल यहाँ पर मौजूद है और बड़ी संख्या में जो है सुरक्षा बलों की तैनाती की गई है। देखिए यहाँ पर जो है अभी जो है कुछ लोगों को यहाँ से हटाने की कोशिश की गई है और लगातार इस तरह का माहौल है कि यहाँ पर जो है पुलिस के लिए कड़ी मशक्कत यहाँ पर नजर आ रही है इन लोगों को शांत कराने के लिए। और ये तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं आम आदमी पार्टी के दफ्तर के बाहर, यहाँ पर बड़ी संख्या में लोग इकट्ठा हुए हैं और प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं। झुग्गियों को हटाने का लेकर जो नोटिस जारी किया उसी को लेकर ये प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा है। आपको बता दें कि महरौली और कालकाजी इस क्षेत्र के झुग्गियों को हटाने का नोटिस दिया गया है और इसी को लेकर यहाँ पर लोग विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं। और ये देखिए तस्वीर आपको दिखाते हैं, गहमा गहमी कड़ी मशक्कत पुलिस को करनी पड़ रही है। देखिए पुलिस ले जा रही घसीटते हुए और यहाँ पर घसीटते हुए अब यहाँ पर पुलिस को ले जा रही, ये जो है पुलिस ले जा रही है। यहाँ पर जो लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं उनसे हटाने की जब बात कही गई तो अब लोग सड़कों पर लेट गए हैं और उसके बाद उसी स्थिति में यहाँ पर आप देखिए कि सुरक्षा बल और यहाँ पर जो तमाम लोग हैं उनको ये देखिए तस्वीर दिखाइए, ये देखिए क्या कहेंगे बताइए।
ये लोग गरीब आदमी की ठंडी में छुट्टियां तोड़ रहे हैं।
नहीं ले जा पाएगा। भारतीय जनता पार्टी गुंडागर्दी को उतरी है। गरीब लोगों के, छुट्टी वालों के मकान तोड़े जा रहे हैं। पुलिस के दम पे गुंडागर्दी की जा रही है।
दम में गुंडागर्दी की जा रही है। पक्का मकान दे नहीं पा रहे, जो बसा बसाया आशियाना वो भी उजाड़ रहे हो। शर्म करो एलजी साहब, शर्म करो।
देखिए एक व्यक्ति जिसकी हालत खराब हो गई है और उसको लेकर
मार दिया पुलिस वालों ने।
ये देखिए तस्वीर, निशांत एक व्यक्ति बेहोश हो गया है, एक व्यक्ति बेहोश हो गया। आप इसको अस्पताल ले जाइए, अस्पताल ले जाइए।
लड़की है, लड़की महिला है, महिला
पर एक व्यक्ति बेहोश हो गया है और अभी जो है यहाँ पर बजाय उसको अस्पताल ले जाने के यहाँ पर लोग अभी भी, अरे थोड़ी सी हवा दो भाई, हवा दो उसको सांस आने दो, हवा दो। ये स्थिति है, यहाँ पर लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं और देखिए एक ये है और दूसरी तरफ हम आपको ये भी दिखाएंगे, ये यहाँ पर बड़ी संख्या में पुलिस बल की तैनाती है। ये देखिए तो देखिए जो महिला बेहोश हुई थी अब वो होश में है और फिर से एकदम एक्टिव अंदाज में है। और देखिए तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं, यहाँ पर स्थिति ऐसी है कि लगातार पुलिस के लिए, सुरक्षा बल के लिए चुनौती बनी हुई है। तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं, कुछ ही दूरी पर बीजेपी का ऑफिस है और यहाँ पर देखिए
बीजेपी मुर्दाबाद,
भाजपा वाले शर्म करो। बीजेपी झुग्गियां तोड़ना बंद करो, झुग्गियां तोड़ना बंद करो, झुग्गियां तोड़ना बंद करो, गरीबों का आशियाना उजाड़ना बंद करो, गरीबों का आशियाना उजाड़ना बंद करो, गरीबों का आशियाना उजाड़ना बंद करो।
तो आप देख रहे हैं कि लोग किस तरह से झुग्गियों को हटाने के नोटिस के बाद से आग बबूला हैं और यहाँ पर लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर ही रहे हैं। नारेबाजी बीजेपी के खिलाफ की जा रही है, एलजी के खिलाफ की जा रही है। ये इसका समाधान क्या है?
जो भाजपा ने जो वादा किया था, जो भाजपा ने वादा किया था कि झुग्गी के बदले मकान देने के, मकान तो दिए ना जा सके और उनकी झुग्गियां भी उजाड़ रहे हैं।
भाजपा का चुनावी नारा था एमसीडी चुनाव के पहले, जहां झुग्गी वही मकान। तो भाजपा को अब क्यों उजाड़ रहे झुग्गियों को? उनको अस्थायी व्यवस्था दे तब उनकी झुग्गियां तोड़े। भाजपा गुंडागर्दी पे उतर गई है, पुलिस को आगे कर।
समाधान क्या है इसका?
समाधान
ऐसे झुग्गियां बचेंगी
नहीं, और क्या तरीका है? लोकतंत्र में और क्या तरीका है? फिर वादा क्यों किया था भाजपा ने? वहीं पे झुग्गी वहीं मकान, उस वादे के ऊपर क्यों तोड़ा वादा?
पूर्वक प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं, पुलिस लगा करके जबरदस्ती हम लोग को डिटेन कर रही है पुलिस। ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी।
सर मैं तुगलकाबाद से आया हूँ और वहाँ पे तो नोटिस दिया गया है 10 दिन में सारी झुग्गियाँ हटाने के लिए। नोटिस भी मिल गया सबको। 10 दिन में छोटे छोटे बच्चे लेके कहाँ जाएंगे सर? छोटे छोटे ठंड का मौसम है और
तुगलकाबाद में तो नोटिस दिया ऐसे गरीबों को।
तो आप देखिए ये इस तरह का प्रोटेस्ट लगातार जारी है और झुग्गियों को उठाने के नोटिस के बाद से ही लोग यहाँ पर नाराजगी जाहिर कर रहे हैं। और हमारे साथ आम आदमी पार्टी के विधायक भी मौजूद हैं, उनसे हम बात करेंगे।
शर्म करो, बंद करो। आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता, नेता, विधायक, पार्षद सब साथ में है, ये काम नहीं होने देंगे। उसी के विरोध में आज यहाँ पे सारे इकट्ठे हुए हैं और बड़े शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से हमने अपनी बात रखने का प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं। लेकिन भाजपा किस प्रकार के पार्टी है कि हताशा निराशा में कुछ भी करने को आतुर है। बीजेपी इसके पीछे है, क्योंकि डीडीए के जरिए भाजपा लोगों को विस्थापित करने का प्रयत्न कर रही है, जो कि नहीं होने देंगे।
आप लोग कर रहे हैं, बड़ी संख्या में पहुंचे हुए हैं, क्या आपकी मांग है और किस तरह का प्रोटेस्ट है?
हमारी मांग साफ साफ है कि दशकों से जो लोग जहां रह रहे हैं उनको ना हटाया जाए। 10 को मतलब मान लीजिए कोई 1965 की कॉलोनी है, कोई कॉलोनी 1930 की है। इतनी पुरानी कॉलोनियों कैसे आप विस्थापित कर सकते हैं? और बगैर किसी लीगल बेसिस के, बगैर संवैधानिक बेसिस के, गैर कानूनी तरीके से, असंवैधानिक तरीके से, अमानवीय तरीके से आप लोगों को नोटिस दे रहे हैं। उसे कोई बेसिस नहीं है। मैंने जाके बात की, उनकी बात में कोई दम नहीं है। डिमार्केशन रिपोर्ट गलत है, सब कुछ गलत है। और भाजपा के आदेश पे, भाजपा के दबाव में डीडीए काम कर रही है, इसकी हम कड़ी निंदा करते हैं।
अभी आगे क्या प्लान है आपको? क्योंकि यहाँ पे आप लोग प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, कुछ लोगों को हिरासत में भी लेने की
हमारी मांग और प्लानिंग एक ही है कि जो लोग विस्थापित करने का जो भाजपा प्रयत्न कर रही है उनके साथ हम खड़े थे, खड़े रहेंगे। माननीय केजरीवाल साहब ने सारे सांसदों को, विधायकों को, पार्षदों को ये आदेश देकर के कि भाई हमारी पार्टी हर अन्याय के खिलाफ है, अन्याय जहां होगा वहां खड़े रहेंगे। तो आज जो कुछ आपको देखने को मिल रहा है, शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से हम प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बीजेपी के आदेश पे, बीजेपी के इशारे पे पुलिस हमारे साथ अन्याय कर रही है।
तो यहाँ पर आप देख रहे थे आम आदमी पार्टी ये कह रही है कि बीजेपी पुलिस के दम पर अन्याय कर रही है और लोगों के घरों को, लोगों की झुग्गियों को, गरीब लोगों को परेशान किया जा रहा है, झुग्गियों को उजाड़ने की कोशिश की जा रही है। विजय निशान।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने चुनाव से पहले वादा किया था कि जहां पर झुग्गी है वहीं पर मकान देंगे, लेकिन जैसे ही चुनाव खत्म हुआ उन्होंने दिल्ली भर की झुग्गियों को तोड़ने का नोटिस लगाना शुरू कर दिया। चाहे कालकाजी में स्थित नवजीवन कैंप, नेहरू कैंप हो, चाहे महरौली स्थित गोशिया कॉलोनी हो, चाहे छतरपुर में झुग्गियां हो, चाहे तुगलकाबाद में झुग्गियां हो, आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी झुग्गियों पर बुलडोजर चलाने की कोशिश कर रही है। आज हम यहाँ पे बीजेपी कार्यालय के सामने विरोध प्रदर्शन करने आए हैं कि हम दिल्ली की झुग्गियां नहीं टूटने देंगे।
अगर ऐसा होता है तो आप लोग क्या करेंगे आगे?
देखिए, हम सड़क से लेकर संसद तक इस लड़ाई को लड़ेंगे। चाहे कोर्ट जाना हो, चाहे संसद में इस मुद्दे को उठाना हो, चाहे सड़क पर बैठे रहना हो, प्रदर्शन करना हो, पर हम दिल्ली में झुग्गियों को नहीं टूटने देंगे। जब तक अरविंद केजरीवाल और उनके कार्यकर्ता दिल्ली में हैं, हम दिल्ली में झुग्गियां नहीं टूटने देंगे।
And as you can see, it's high drama as the Aam Aadmi Party-led protests are being held outside the BJP headquarters in the national capital. This over a notice to various slum dwellers to vacate the premises. And it's a major showdown that the Aam Aadmi Party clearly cashing on this notice to people living in this area who have been, these are mostly illegal dwellings, and a notice has come on from the government for the residents here to vacate the premises. Now, these are visuals from the national capital. As you can see, there are protests being led by the Aam Aadmi Party. Just a short while back, you heard the Aam Aadmi Party leader, Atishi. So police there on the spot as well, trying to maintain law and order. As you can hear, there's a sloganeering on, high drama there outside the BJP headquarters. Of course, barricades have been set up so that the protesters, these are protests being led by the Aam Aadmi Party in the national capital. And protesters are saying that they are protesting against the notice of eviction that has been issued to them. They have been asked to vacate at the earliest. These are premises that they say they have occupied for years, that it will be impossible for them to abide by the terms of that notice, of those notices so early. So as you can see, sloganeering protests led by the Aam Aadmi Party. These are dwellers of who have been issued eviction notices by the government. A slum demolition order has been issued. The Aam Aadmi Party now leads these protests and says that the BJP has betrayed the people. The Aam Aadmi Party leader Atishi speaking there a short while back, saying that the BJP had earlier said that they would be building concrete homes for the slum dwellers who have been issued notices now.
Enforcement Directorate has summoned the BMC Commissioner Iqbal Singh Chahal over the irregularities in the COVID-19 Jumbo Center case. Economic Offences Wing of Mumbai Police is carrying out an investigation in the irregularities in COVID-19 Jumbo Center case. Now the Enforcement Directorate is carrying out a parallel investigation in this matter. As far as the case is concerned, it is being said that illegal contracts were given to the Lifeline Hospital, which is owned and operated by Sujit Patkar, one of the close aide of Sanjay Raut. Now the Federal Probe Agency is also parallelly investigating this matter. Reporting from Mumbai with video journalist Sameer Sandeep Singh for Republic TV.
And in major breaking news that we are bringing you at the start, there's a big political controversy that has erupted in the state of Bihar. Republic spoke exclusively to Bihar Minister Upendra Kushwaha. The leader hitting out at the RJD said, I quote, the RJD is helping the BJP. JDU is weakening day by day. I want to be a part of the decision-making process in Bihar government, but the JDU has made me sit in the pavilion for nearly 2 years now. Let's listen in to know more.
देखिए, मुझको तो निश्चित रूप से यह लगता है कि कहीं न कहीं भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एजेंडा पर ये लोग जानबूझकर काम कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि शुरुआती दौर में माननीय विधायक सुधाकर जी ने लगातार जिस तरह से मुख्यमंत्री जी के ऊपर व्यक्तिगत टिप्पणी, एक तरह से गाली, वैसे शब्दों का व्यवहार किया और क्या आज भी कर रहे हैं। और फिर अभी कुछ दिन से माननीय शिक्षा मंत्री बिहार, उनका बयान जो आ रहा है वह तो शुद्ध रूप से भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एजेंडा पर काम करते हुए दिख रहे हैं, क्योंकि ऐसे विषयों पर चर्चा होगी तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ही लाभ होना है, या सब लोगों को मालूम है। हम लोगों का एजेंडा इस तरह का एजेंडा नहीं होना चाहिए। हम लोगों का एजेंडा है सोशल जस्टिस का एजेंडा, धर्मनिरपेक्षता का एजेंडा, डेवलपमेंट का एजेंडा। तो ऐसे एजेंडों पर बहस हो तो हम लोगों के लाभ की बात होगी, लेकिन बीजेपी के एजेंडा पर उनके फील्ड में जाकर उनकी पिच पर खेलने का काम माननीय शिक्षा मंत्री जी कर रहे हैं। तो स्वाभाविक रूप से जब बीजेपी को ही लाभ होना है तो फिर ऐसा काम कर क्यों रहे हैं?
मानते हैं कि रामचरितमानस जो है नफरत का ग्रंथ है, जैसा कि चंद्रशेखर जो शिक्षा मंत्री है उन्होंने कहा।
देखिए, उन्हीं से पूछिए ना कि डॉक्टर लोहिया, जिसकी विरासत पर चलने की बात हम सब लोग करते हैं, राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के लोग भी करते हैं, और डॉक्टर लोहिया रामायण मेला लगाते थे और इससे समाज में संदेश देने का प्रयास करते थे। और उस ग्रंथ के बारे में जिस तरह की टिप्पणी की गई पूरे तौर पे गलत है, पूरे तौर पे गलत है, लेकिन फिर भी लगातार बोल रहे हैं। बोलने का मतलब सीधा है कि बीजेपी को लाभ पहुंचाने के मकसद से बोल रहे हैं।
Upendra Kushwaha speaking exclusively with Republic's Prakash Singh there on various issues related to Bihar, and amid many controversies that are making the rounds in political circles there at this point, the Ramcharitmanas for example. And now moving on, Republic also spoke with Shivanand Tiwari on the Ramcharitmanas controversy. Listen in.
शिक्षा मंत्री चंद्रशेखर के द्वारा रामचरितमानस को नफरत का ग्रंथ करार दिए जाने के बाद विवाद उत्पन्न हो गया है। हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं आरजेडी के वरिष्ठ नेता और उपाध्यक्ष शिवानंद तिवारी जी। शिवानंद जी, चंद्रशेखर जी ने कहा कि रामचरितमानस जो है नफरत का ग्रंथ है, इस पर जेडीयू ने ऐतराज व्यक्त किया है। उपेंद्र कुशवाहा ने भी कहा है कि ऐसा बात नहीं करना चाहिए। अशोक चौधरी ने भी कहा कि नफरत का ग्रंथ तो हो ही नहीं सकता है, हिंदू धर्म के लिए पूजनीय ग्रंथ है वो।
देखिए, चंद्रशेखर जी ने जो कुछ कहा है उससे हम भी सहमति नहीं रखते। हमने चंद्रशेखर जी को कहा भी, भाई दीक्षांत समारोह में आप भाषण करने गए थे, वहाँ इसकी ये बोलने की जरूरत क्या थी आपकी? और आप जिस वैचारिक धरातल पर खड़े हैं, राष्ट्रीय जनता दल हो या जनता दल यूनाइटेड हो, ये तो एक ही वैचारिक धरातल के लोग हैं। और ये वैचारिक धरातल किसका है? तो गांधी का, लोहिया का, जयप्रकाश का, उन्हीं का है। और गांधी, लोहिया तो राम के बारे में जितना उन्होंने कुछ लिखा है, रामायण मेला उन्होंने लगवाया है। मकबूल फिदा हुसैन जैसे पेंटर को उन्होंने माने चुनौती के तौर पर रखा कि तुम जो ये बड़े बड़े लोगों का जो ड्राइंग रूम में टांगने के लिए जो तस्वीर बना रहे हो, कभी तुमने महसूस किया है कि गांव देहात के लोग जो है किन रंगों को पसंद करते हैं, किस चीज़ को पसंद करते हैं? तो कभी राम के बारे में तुमने सोचा है? और मकबूल फिदा हुसैन गांव में निकले, वो उन्होंने सबके सामने मैंने पेंटिंग किया, उसके बाद जो है मैंने राम कथा को लेकर के 200-250 होर्डिंग बनाया उन्होंने। तो उन्होंने खुद कहा है, लोहिया ने खुद कहा है तो रामचरितमानस के बारे में कि भाई उसमें बहुत सारा हीरा मोती भी है, बहुत सारा मैंने कूड़ा कचरा भी है। अब ऐसा नहीं कि कूड़ा कचरा बहारने के चक्कर में हम हीरा मोती भी बहार दें, या मैंने हीरा मोती खाने के चक्कर में हम कूड़ा कचरा भी साफ कर लें।
आपने क्या सलाह दिया चंद्रशेखर जी?
मैंने सलाह नहीं दिया। सबसे बड़ी बात ये हुई कि हमारे यहाँ से मैंने हमारे पार्टी के जो राज्य के प्रदेश अध्यक्ष हैं उनकी ओर से एक बयान आ गया, पूरी पार्टी उनके पीछे खड़ी है। तो हमने कहा कि भाई पार्टी की मीटिंग कहाँ हुई कि जिसमें इतना महत्वपूर्ण फैसला, जिस वैचारिक धरातल पर आप खड़े हैं उससे आप अलग होना चाह रहे हैं, ये अधिकार किसने दिया भाई प्रदेश अध्यक्ष को? मैंने कैसे उन्होंने फैसला किया और कैसे ये तय कर लिया कि पार्टी का फैसला है? हमने कहा कि हम राष्ट्रीय उपाध्यक्ष हैं, हमको कोई जानकारी नहीं है। अगर इस तरह की कोई मीटिंग हुई, इस मीटिंग में इस तरह का फैसला हुआ तो उस मीटिंग में तो हमको नहीं बुलाया गया था। तेजस्वी उस मीटिंग में थे, लालू यादव की सहमति ली गई थी उस मीटिंग में। तो ये जो कहा गया, एक भ्रम फैलाया गया राज्याध्यक्ष को कहीं से ये अधिकार नहीं है कि अकेले बैठ के अपने चेंबर में वो जो है कह दें कि साहब ये पार्टी का फैसला है। पार्टी का फैसला आप कौन होते हैं कहने वाले भाई? ये तो दिल्ली में पिछला जो राष्ट्रीय अधिवेशन हुआ था उस राष्ट्रीय अधिवेशन में ही तय हो गया था कि सैद्धांतिक जो मामला है उस मामले में सम्मेलन ने मैंने राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष लालू यादव को और उसके बाद तेजस्वी को अधिकृत किया था। तो तेजस्वी है नहीं मीटिंग में, है लालू यादव तो खैर नहीं है यहाँ गैर हाजिर हैं, फिजिकली गैर हाजिर हैं। हम यहीं पटने में रहते हैं, हम भी राष्ट्रीय उपाध्यक्ष हैं और राबड़ी देवी के बाद तीसरा नाम हमारा ही रखा हुआ है, तो हमको भी कोई जानकारी नहीं है।
आपने तो उनके सामने ही कह दिया, जगदानंद सिंह और चंद्रशेखर जी आपके बगल में बैठे हुए थे, कह दे कि कोई ये तो पार्टी का फैसला हो ही नहीं सकता। तो इस पर उन्होंने
मानते हैं कि नहीं,
तो इस पर
इससे पार्टी को नुकसान पहुंच रहा है और इतना मेजर डिसीजन लेने का अधिकार जो है नहीं है। अब किस नीयत से जगदानंद सिंह ये सब काम कर रहे हैं नहीं जानते हैं। हो सकता है उनको तकलीफ हो कि उनके बेटा को निकाल दिया सरकार से बाहर, उसका कोई खुन्नस हो, उसके रिएक्शन में इस ढंग की बात करते हो, लेकिन ये बिल्कुल गलत बात है। तेजस्वी आते हैं दिल्ली से, अभी गए हैं शरद यादव के ये में, हम कहेंगे कि आप मीटिंग बुलाइए और मीटिंग बुला करके तय कीजिए कि इस तरह का निर्णय कैसे हो रहा है भाई, किस ढंग से हो रहा है। तो एक तरफ आपका बेटा कह रहा है कि शिखंडी है नीतीश कुमार और दूसरे तरफ आप कह रहे हैं कि साहब रामचरितमानस घृणा फैलाने वाला ग्रंथ है, जिसके बारे में मैंने डॉक्टर राम मनोहर लोहिया कह रहे हैं कि उसमें बहुत सारा हीरा मोती है। जिस राम के बारे में महात्मा गांधी कह रहे हैं, राम के ऐतिहासिकता के बारे में छोड़ दीजिए, लेकिन राम जो है इस देश के कण-कण में बसे हुए हैं भाई। कोई ऐतिहासिक पुरुष, बुद्ध ऐतिहासिक पुरुष हैं, लेकिन बुद्ध के बारे में हिंदुस्तान की जनता से पूछिए तो 1000 आदमी से पूछिएगा तो शायद एक आध आदमी जो है आपको बता देगा, लेकिन राम के बारे में पूछिए तो मैंने एकदम निपढ़ आदमी, गांव देहात में रहने वाला भी आदमी 10 को किस्सा जो है राम जी का सुना देगा।
ये बताइए बाबा, इतनी घटना हो गई तो क्या सुधाकर सिंह और चंद्रशेखर दोनों पर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए जो इस तरीके से अनाप शनाप बोल रहे हैं?
देखिए, हम जो है इसके बारे में कोई राय नहीं देंगे। हमने ये कहा है कि पार्टी की मीटिंग तेजस्वी आते हैं, हम उनसे कहेंगे, उन सारी सांगो पांग जो है मैंने परिस्थिति के बारे में चर्चा होगी।
जगदानंद सिंह अपने दायरे से बाहर जाकर बयान दे रहे हैं,
हमने उसका खंडन किया,
उन पर भी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
अब ये हम नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम कह रहे हैं मीटिंग होनी चाहिए, मीटिंग में तय होगा कार्रवाई होगी नहीं होगी, नहीं सब कुछ जो है फैसला मीटिंग में होगा। इससे अतिरिक्त हम नहीं कुछ कहना चाहते हैं इस बार।
उपेंद्र कुशवाहा ने भी अभी कहा है कि
उपेंद्र कुशवाहा साहब नहीं है, पार्टी हो रही, बात हो रही है राष्ट्रीय जनता दल।
Time now for a short break. On the other side, in news that's coming up, national capital on high alert, even as there are protests being held on the street. Also coming up, TMC hooligans caught on tape misbehaving. All this and more up ahead. Stay tuned to Republic.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
ये कहानी 1947 में जाती है सर, एक नया मुल्क बनता है पाकिस्तान। जो ऑफिसर्स हैं इंडियन आर्मी में, उनको ये बोला जाता है कि आप चूज करें आप कहां पे जाना चाहते हैं।
मेरे पिताजी जनरल सैयद मेहदी हसनैन उस वक्त कैप्टन जब आर्मी के अंदर आए थे तो फर्स्ट गढ़वाल राइफल्स में आए। प्योर हिंदू सोल्जर्स कम्युनिटी जो थी पूरी, उसमें एक अकेला मुसलमान। उनके कमांडिंग ऑफिसर ने उनसे पूछा, बंटवारे के अंदर आप क्या चाहेंगे, किसी मुस्लिम यूनिट के साथ, मुस्लिम रेजिमेंट के साथ पाकिस्तान आर्मी में जाने की? जवाब जो था बहुत जबरदस्त। मैंने सोच लिया मैं उस देश में जाऊंगा, मैं उस फौज में जाऊंगा जिसमें मजहब के लिए कोई अलग जगह नहीं है।
In Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday. The fire that initially broke out in one factory soon spread to the second unit wall and later engulfed the third factory too. Reports suggest nearly 7 fire tenders and top police officials were rushed to the spot in a bid to douse the fire. While number of casualties remain yet to be ascertained, goods worth lakhs of rupees were destroyed by the raging blaze. A probe is now underway to determine the cause of the fire. Bureau report for Republic TV.
एक आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया जी जनाब का.
I don't ever want to claim anything which is not done by me. I only cast my mind back to what General Patinkar and General Nirbhay Sharma had done. What I did was that I took the Ji Janab. Ji Janab was not about saying Ji Janab to everyone. It was just a symbol, a name given to an operation to say, understand the Kashmiri environment, understand the culture, understand the...
In other top stories that we're tracking, Uttarakhand's town Joshimath is sinking. Cracks are visible on walls, buildings, roads, and now highways continue to baffle.
संख्या में लोग जो है नीचे बैठने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. तस्वीरें आपके सामने बैरिकेड के बिल्कुल सामने ये तस्वीर दिखा रहे हैं जहां पर वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल पुलिस के द्वारा किया जा रहा है. झुग्गी झोपड़ियों को हटाने का नोटिस जारी होने के साथ ही आप देखिए कि किस तरह से यहाँ पर लोगों ने इस बात का विरोध किया कि आखिर उनके झुग्गियों को, उनके घरों को क्यों तोड़ने का नोटिस जारी किया. इसी को समर्थन आम आदमी पार्टी ने दिया और बीजेपी और एलजी के खिलाफ यहाँ पर आप देखिए कि जो प्रोटेस्ट यहाँ पर किया जा रहा था, अब उस प्रोटेस्ट को खत्म कराने के लिए, उसको हटाने के लिए, लोगों को यहाँ से हटाने के लिए पुलिस के द्वारा वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है. तस्वीर आपके सामने, वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल पुलिस कर रही है. तो ये तस्वीर आपके सामने, वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल यहाँ पर किया जा रहा है. आम आदमी पार्टी के यहाँ पर जो तमाम कार्यकर्ता इकट्ठा हुए थे, जो लोग इकट्ठा हुए थे, उनको रोकने के लिए ये देखिए विजय निशांत आपको तस्वीर दिखा रहे हैं. देखिए कुछ लोग इस पानी के जो कैनन है, जो धारा है, जो तेज बहाव है, उसका जो है सामना नहीं कर पा रहे, गिर गए. और कुछ लोग जो है यहाँ पर इकट्ठा होकर नारेबाजी फिर भी कर रहे हैं. तस्वीर आपके सामने, कुछ लोग जो है वाटर कैनन के सामने भी डटे हुए हैं. आम आदमी पार्टी के जो तमाम लोग यहाँ पर इकट्ठा हुए और झुग्गी झोपड़ियाँ जिनकी हटाई जानी है वो लोग इनके साथ में इकट्ठा हुए थे. और देखिए अब तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं. ये देखिए आम आदमी पार्टी के दफ्तर के ठीक बगल में ये तस्वीरें आपको दिखा रहे हैं. आज आम आदमी पार्टी ने कॉल किया था और देखिए अब जो है प्रोटेस्ट को रोकने के लिए, यहाँ से लोगों को हटाने के लिए पहले पुलिस ने समझाया और सुरक्षा बलों ने भी यहाँ पर लोगों को समझाने की कोशिश की, लेकिन वो नहीं माने. तो फिर उसके बाद अब जो है वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है. दिल्ली की ये तस्वीरें, वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है और इसके बाद जो है दूसरी दिशा में भी वाटर कैनन लगाया गया है. ये देखिए आप तस्वीरें, यहाँ पर वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है. और उसके बाद आपको बता दें कि यहाँ पर अभी स्थिति ये है कि वाटर कैनन की जो प्रेशर है वो जिस दिशा में जा रहा है, लोग वहाँ से हट रहे हैं लेकिन उसके बाद दोबारा आ जा रहे हैं. तो यहाँ पर आप देखिए तस्वीर दिखाइए निशांत, कोशिश करके, क्योंकि हमारे लिए भी मुश्किल भरी ये स्थिति है. वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया गया है लोगों को यहाँ से हटाने के लिए और तस्वीर आपको दिखा रहे हैं. वाटर कैनन पानी से रोकने की कोशिश लोगों को की जा रही है. जो आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए थे, अब देखिए ग्रुप में इकट्ठा होकर आम आदमी पार्टी, ये देखिए ये व्यक्ति, ये खतरनाक स्थिति है. प्रोटेस्ट एक तरफ है लेकिन ये स्थिति खतरनाक भी होती है. लेकिन फिर भी यहाँ पर आप देखिए कि अभी आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग यहाँ पर सामने, और सबसे बड़ी बात है कि ये जो लोग हैं जो प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं ये आपके सामने है. वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है और यहाँ पर रुकना छोटे से ब्रेक के लिए कई बार जाएगा. देखते रहिए रिपब्लिक भारत, तस्वीरें लगातार जारी है.
Republic 47.3%, 394% more viewership for Republic TV than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy destroys the landing experiment. Republic TV, the All India #1.
A guard on duty was shot at in broad daylight in the national capital. An extremely appalling money heist case at an ATM was caught on camera installed inside. The incident was reported on 10th of January in Delhi's Wazirabad area. Reports suggest 2 armed men entered the ATM and loot around 11 lakh rupees from a man who came to deposit the amount in the bank. But police sources have informed that around 4 to 5 accused are allegedly involved in this huge theft case. The cash loot video is the latest in a series of horrific crimes being reported in the national capital. And concerns over law and order are only rising by the day. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
The global south has countries that are in a state of perpetual conflict. Some of them their own making and some of them from outside. And India has said that India will use the G20 platform to speak for the global south, for the other marginalized countries of the world who have no voice, who deserve to be heard. It is India. This is India's, I think, one of the many steps that India has taken towards diplomatic superpower status.
In Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday.
All right, welcome back, viewers. Straight away cutting across to these live images that we are tracking for you from the national capital, where the Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, had been carrying out this protest right outside the BJP headquarters. Dramatic images really coming to light now there from the national capital, where we are seeing that water cannons are also being used by the authorities to disperse the crowd, to disperse, in fact, hundreds of Aam Aadmi Party workers and cadre that had come along with their leaders, including that of Atishi and various other Delhi Aam Aadmi Party leadership that had been present there on the ground right outside the BJP headquarters, where we had seen a mega showdown that had been going on since morning between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP over the teachers being sent to Finland, and how the Aam Aadmi Party had stated that the LG office has rejected this proposal, to which we had seen a statement coming to light from the LG office, where they had stated that these kind of statements about the rejection of the proposal are mischievously misleading statements, and that they have only asked for a cost-benefit analysis of this entire program as well. But we had seen that the Aam Aadmi Party Supremo, in fact, Arvind Kejriwal himself, making those emotional statements since yesterday when it comes to producing a cost-benefit analysis of the teachers being sent to Finland. He was stating that some things do not have a cost-benefit analysis. But now we see that a mega showdown that had been arranged by the Aam Aadmi Party workers and leaders on the ground right outside the BJP headquarters there in the national capital are being dispersed by the authorities, and they had to use, in fact, water cannons. Dramatic images really tracking for you viewers from the national capital, where the protesters are being dispersed using water cannons. Let me also bring in my colleague Vivek Shukla, who is in fact on the ground right there at the protest site. Vivek, it's over to you. Please speak to us about these visuals and what really the protest was all about, where the Aam Aadmi Party protesters are now. Over to you.
ये तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं। ये तस्वीर जो है आम आदमी पार्टी के दफ्तर के ठीक बाहर की मौजूद है, और यहाँ पर आम आदमी पार्टी के तमाम जो कार्यकर्ता वो इकट्ठा हुए थे, और लोग भी जिनके झुग्गियों को लेकर नोटिस जारी किया गया है, वो लोग यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए थे, प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे। और इस बीच पुलिस ने पहले समझाया, लेकिन जब वो लोग नहीं माने, वहां से नहीं हटे, तो उसके बाद वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं, पूरी तस्वीर वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल करके लोगों को यहाँ से हटाने की कोशिश की जा रही है। कुछ लोग यहाँ से हटे भी हैं, लेकिन जैसे ही वाटर कैनन बंद हो रहा है, तुरंत लोग इकट्ठा हो जा रहे हैं। तो पुलिस के लिए एक बड़ी चुनौती है, यहाँ पर जो तमाम सुरक्षा बल है उनके लिए भी एक बड़ी चुनौती है। लोग यहाँ पर नारेबाजी कर रहे हैं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एलजी के खिलाफ नारेबाजी कर रहे हैं। उनका कहना है कि गरीबों के आशियाने को उजाड़ने की कोशिश हो रही है। पहले जो वादे किए थे उन वादों को निभाया नहीं जा रहा है। चुनाव हार गए तो अब झुग्गियों को हटाने की बात की जा रही है। लेकिन सबके बीच क्योंकि सर्दी का मौसम है और ऐसे मौसम में वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, क्योंकि लोगों के लिए भी मुश्किल है। लेकिन हाँ, ये जरूर है कि पुलिस के लिए ये चुनौती बन गया है कि यहाँ से लोगों को कैसे हटाया जाए, और इसलिए जो है लोगों को यहाँ से हटाने के लिए वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि लोग भी जो है इसका सामना कर रहे हैं। आम आदमी पार्टी के जो तमाम कार्यकर्ता है वो इकट्ठा हुए हैं और अभी कुछ लोग जो है भीतर उन्हें किया गया है। तो वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल जो है कुछ देर के लिए थोड़ा सा स्लो किया गया है, लेकिन अभी दोबारा अगर यहाँ पर लोग इकट्ठा होते हैं, क्योंकि कुछ लोगों को हिरासत में भी लिया जा रहा है, कुछ लोगों को दिल्ली पुलिस के द्वारा हिरासत में लिया जा रहा है। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि अभी वाटर कैनन को बंद कर दिया गया है, ताजा अपडेट ये है। और फिलहाल लोग जो यहाँ पर प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे थे वो इस जगह से कुछ दूरी पर जाकर खड़े हो गए हैं, लेकिन अभी भी यहाँ से वो हटे नहीं है, अभी भी वो यहाँ से हटे नहीं है। हमें आतिशी सिंह नजर आ रही हैं जिनकी अगुवाई में ये पूरा प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा है, जो कि यहाँ पर कालका जी से विधायक हैं आम आदमी पार्टी से, और इन्हीं के कॉल पर ये प्रोटेस्ट भी किया गया। और अभी कोशिश की जा रही है कि संभवतः आतिशी सिंह को यहाँ पर जो है उन्हें हिरासत में लिया जाए, उन्हें हिरासत में लेने का यहाँ पर प्रयास किया जा रहा है। तो आतिशी सिंह को यहाँ पर हिरासत में लिया जा रहा है। तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं, आप देखिए। और अभी जो है काफी गहमा गहमी बनी हुई है। और सबसे बड़ी बात है, आतिशी सिंह को यहाँ पर जब यहाँ से हटाया जा रहा है, यहाँ से उनको हटाया जा रहा है, तो उसके बाद यहाँ पर पूरी सी गहमा गहमी बढ़ गई है। लेकिन बड़ी बात यह है कि प्रोटेस्ट जो है वो जो है लोगों के द्वारा लगातार जारी है। अभी जो है पुलिस और आम आदमी पार्टी के कुछ नेताओं के बीच नोक-झोंक की भी तस्वीर हम देख पा रहे हैं। काफी क्योस है यहाँ पर, और इन सबके बीच अभी जो है स्थिति ठीक नहीं है। लेकिन फिलहाल अभी लोगों को हटाने के लिए, रोकने के लिए प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं। यहाँ पर तस्वीर हम आपको लगातार दिखा रहे हैं। और आप देखिए कि वाटर कैनन के इस्तेमाल के बाद अब यहाँ पर लोगों को हटाया जा रहा है, यहाँ पर लोगों को हटाया जा रहा है। जी, ओवर टू यू।
So there you have it, viewers, the visuals, dramatic visuals really coming out from the national capital, where the Aam Aadmi Party workers are carrying out this protest right outside the BJP headquarters, and the authorities are having to use the water cannon as well to disperse the crowd that had gathered. Most of them are Aam Aadmi Party workers and ground level cadre that had come out to protest. And we had seen that this was a massive showdown between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. You can see those dramatic visuals even now, viewers, as the authorities are in fact trying to maintain the situation, trying to control the situation, and are also detaining various of the Aam Aadmi Party workers and ground level cadre that had been on the ground and carrying out this protest as well. And let me also bring in my colleague Piyush, who was also tracking this story very closely. But before I go across to Piyush, let me also once again go across to Vivek.
जहाँ पर झुग्गी है वहीं पर मकान देंगे। आज झुग्गियों पर बुलडोजर चलाने का नोटिस लगा रहे हैं। ये लोग अपने घर के लिए लड़ने आए हैं। बताइए, इनके घर टूट रहे हैं।
अभी आप कब तक यहाँ पर रहेंगी, कब तक?
वो लड़की जो गाड़ी में थी वो कूदिया तो पुलिस वाले ने उसके शरीर पे हाथ लगाया।
आप देखिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को शर्म आनी चाहिए। ये वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी है जो चुनाव से पहले कहती थी जहां पर झुग्गी है वहीं पर मकान देंगे। इन झुग्गियों पर को तोड़ने का नोटिस लगाया जाता है। झुग्गी वाले लड़ने के लिए सड़क पे आते हैं तो उनके साथ मारपिटाई होती है, उन पर वाटर कैनन चलाया जाता है। ये है भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो कहती थी जहाँ पर झुग्गी है वहीं पर मकान देंगे।
अभी आपका
ये लड़ने आए हैं।
जो है ये समाधान कैसे निकलेगा फिर इन लोगों के?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी को झुग्गी तोड़ने का नोटिस वापस लेना होगा। तब तक जब तक वो नोटिस वापस नहीं लेते हैं आम आदमी पार्टी सड़क से लेकर संसद तक लड़ती रहेगी।
अभी वाटर कैनन का भी इस्तेमाल किया गया, लोगों को हटा दिया, क्या ये प्रोटेस्ट?
वाटर कैनन का इस्तेमाल किया गया, इन सब महिलाओं को मारा गया। ये नवजीवन कैंप से आई है कालका जी से, जिनकी झुग्गियों पर नोटिस लगा है।
जेंट्स पुलिस वालों को
डिटेन किया जा रहा है मैडम, कहाँ ले जा रहे हैं डिटेन करके?
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के खिलाफ संघर्ष आम आदमी पार्टी का दिल्ली के झुग्गी वासियों के लिए जारी रहेगा। जब तक भारतीय जनता पार्टी शासित डीडीए अपना नोटिस वापस नहीं लेती है, जब तक वो झुग्गियों तोड़ने का नोटिस वापस नहीं लेती है, आम आदमी पार्टी और अरविंद केजरीवाल के सभी सिपाही दिल्ली के झुग्गी वासियों के लिए लड़ते रहेंगे।
3000 लोग चाबियां दी थी मोदी जी ने,
इतनी बड़ी बड़ी चाबियां दी मोदी जी ने, और जैसे ही चुनाव खत्म हुआ तो दिल्ली की अलग अलग झुग्गियों पर बुलडोजर चलाने का नोटिस लगा दिया। साफ नजर आता है कि चुनाव से पहले भारतीय जनता पार्टी झूठ बोल रही थी, गलत वादे कर रही थी, लोगों को बेवकूफ बना रही थी, और जैसे ही चुनाव खत्म हुआ झुग्गियां तोड़ने पे आ गई। इससे भारतीय जनता पार्टी के झूठ का पर्दाफाश हो गया है।
पक्के घर कौन देगा फिर?
आम आदमी पार्टी का वादा है कि दिल्ली के हर झुग्गी वासी को पक्का मकान हम देंगे, और जब तक हर झुग्गी वासी को पक्का मकान नहीं मिलता हम किसी भी घर पे बुलडोजर नहीं चलने देंगे।
आम आदमी पार्टी की तरफ से जो वादा किया गया था जहाँ झुग्गियों में मकान, अभी तक कितने फ्लैट दिए गए?
आम आदमी पार्टी दिल्ली के हर झुग्गी वासी को मकान देने पे प्रतिबद्ध है, और जब तक हर झुग्गी वासी को मकान नहीं मिलता है, ये अरविंद केजरीवाल का वादा है कि हम एक भी झुग्गी पर बुलडोजर नहीं चलने देंगे।
कोई डेडलाइन मैम?
सवाल इस बात को लेकर है कि डीडीए ने नोटिस जारी किया, उनकी झुग्गियां हटाई जा रही हैं, आप प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं। लोगों को तो घर रहने के लिए चाहिए,
बिल्कुल चाहिए।
सरकार से मिलेगी।
डीडीए को अपना नोटिस वापस लेना होगा। हम डीडीए के खिलाफ, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के खिलाफ सड़क पर संघर्ष करेंगे, कोर्ट में जाएंगे, संसद में भी संघर्ष करेंगे, जब तक झुग्गी तोड़ने का नोटिस वापस नहीं होता है।
और दिल्ली सरकार क्या करेगी उन लोगों के लिए?
दिल्ली सरकार ने वादा किया है कि वो हर झुग्गी वासी को घर देगी। जब तक घर नहीं मिलता है तब तक किसी भी झुग्गी को टूटने नहीं देगी। थैंक यू।
तो आतिशी सिंह को आप सुन रहे थे, और उनका कहना है कि दिल्ली सरकार प्रतिबद्ध है, लेकिन सवाल इस बात को लेकर है कि यहाँ पर अभी जो झुग्गियों के लोग यहाँ पर इकट्ठा हुए हैं, जिनके घरों पर बुलडोजर चलने की आशंका है, जिसको लेकर नोटिस जारी किया गया है, उनको फिलहाल राहत नहीं मिली है। यहाँ पर भले ही प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा हो, आम आदमी पार्टी के द्वारा सपोर्ट किया जा रहा हो, लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी ने भी ये नहीं कहा है कि उनको वो घर कब तक देंगे पक्का घर। ओवर टू यू स्टूडियो।
All right, Vivek, I want to thank you for joining us and getting us those details and ground updates and the images that we are seeing from the national capital. Of course, exclusive images, really, viewers, dramatic images of this protest that is being carried out by the Aam Aadmi Party workers and cadre. And of course, we see that the authorities trying to control the situation, trying to maintain the law and order there, and trying to make sure that the crowd is also dispersed, because huge number of Aam Aadmi Party workers and cadre that had gathered right outside the BJP headquarters, which is now being dispersed by the authorities.
चलवाने के मन में
Step into luxury, where grace blends with grandeur and design blends with innovation. As your stress is washed away and you're transported in the lap of luxury. Cure European bath lounges. Let time wait.
Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday. The fire that initially broke out in one factory soon spread to the second unit wall and later engulfed the third factory too. Reports suggest nearly 7 fire tenders and top police officials were rushed to the spot in a bid to douse the fire. While number of casualties remain yet to be ascertained, goods worth lakhs of rupees were destroyed by the raging blaze. A probe is now underway to determine the cause of the fire. Bureau report for Republic TV.
एक आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया जी जनाब का.
I don't ever want to claim anything which is not done by me. I only cast my mind back to what General Patinkar and General Nirbhay Sharma had done. What I did was that I took the Ji Janab. Ji Janab was not about saying Ji Janab to everyone. It was just a symbol, a name given to an operation to say, understand the Kashmiri environment, understand the culture, understand the sensitivities.
Republic, 47.3%. 394% more viewership for Republic TV than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy destroys the landing experiment.
Coming across to some breaking updates now, viewers, where the JDU workers are reciting the Ramcharitmanas outside the temple. Now, Bihar's education minister has been facing fire for his controversial statement on Wednesday on the epic Ramcharitmanas during a speech at a university convocation. And now we see that a protest that is also being conducted, where in fact the members of the party are in fact reciting the Ramcharitmanas as well as a protest. And of course, as of now, we had seen the kind of controversy that had been stoked by the statements that were given out by Bihar's education minister, who had been facing the flak for his statements on Wednesday over Ramcharitmanas that he had made during a speech that he was giving at a university convocation, post which we now see that the JDU workers have taken to the streets.
मैं भी मंदिर में मौजूद हूं। अरविंद सिंह है यहाँ पर, भाजपा के प्रवक्ता। ये रामचरितमानस लेके इनका पाठ पढ़ रहे। इतना किताब आप पढ़ लिया अभी तक अरविंद जी?
सुंदरकांड का पाठ कर रहे हैं हम लोग
का
हनुमान जी के सामने।
तो क्यों आज ये जरूरत क्यों आप पड़ी कि सब लोग ये नया किताब खरीदे?
जी, ये हम लोग रामचरितमानस का पाठ सुंदरकांड का कर रहे हैं। आज शनिवार का दिन है कि राजद के नेताओं का जो सामाजिक विद्वेष फैलाने का जो काम किया जा रहा है, सोची समझी रणनीति के तहत समाज में विद्वेष फैला करके वोट की राजनीति किया जा रहा है। समाज को खंडित और विखंडित करने का काम किया जा रहा है। हमारे धार्मिक जो भावनाओं को खंडित करने का काम किया जा रहा है। उसके लिए भगवान हनुमान जी से प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं कि उनके दिमागी दोष को दूर करें और राजद के नेताओं को सद्बुद्धि दे कि वो विकास की राजनीति करें, आपसी भाईचारा को बिहार में खंडित करके पुनः अपराधियों।
आनंद तिवारी ने रामचरितमानस को एक बड़ा ही सेक्रेट ग्रंथ बताया है कि बोला ये पवित्र ग्रंथ है, ऐसे बयान से बचना चाहिए। और जगदानंद सिंह ने जो समर्थन किया चंद्रशेखर का, बोला कि उन्होंने कहा है कि तेजस्वी से बात करके कोई पार्टी का अधिकृत फैसला नहीं है।
ये दोनों लोग मिल करके द्वर्थी भाषा बोल करके समाज को विखंडित करने का काम कर रहे हैं। समाज में एक आक्रोश फैलाना चाहते हैं कि दलित, पिछड़ा स्वर्ण सब आपस में लड़े और राजद को उसके वोट की राजनीति में फायदा हो और ये आपस में समाज को विखंडित करके हिंदुओं को बांटने के लिए हमारे धार्मिक राष्ट्रवाद पर चोट किए हैं। हमारे धर्म ग्रंथ जिसको गिरमिटिया मजदूर के रूप में इस रामायण को लेकर के मॉरिशस गए हमारे ये गरीब लोग और वहां पर राममय कर दिया, उस वहां पर हिंदू का भावना जगा दिया, हिंदू राजा स्थापित किया। उस रामायण पर यह चोट करके समाज को विद्वेष फैलाना चाहते हैं, समाज को बांटना चाहते हैं।
कुशवाहा भी रामचरितमानस के समर्थन में है।
सारे जो भी हिंदुस्तान के लोग होंगे वो रामचरितमानस के होंगे, क्योंकि रामचरितमानस एक किताब नहीं, एक आदर्श है, एक धर्म ग्रंथ है, एक सब
आप लोग का पाठ चलता रहे।
ये सुंदरकांड का 60 चौपाई का हम लोग पाठ करके और भगवान हनुमान जी का पूजा करके उनके दिमाग को शुद्धिकरण के लिए हम लोग समाप्त करेंगे।
ये चंद्रशेखर पर क्या कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए?
देखिए, चंद्रशेखर को माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री नीतीश कुमार जी से आग्रह करेंगे कि ऐसे सामाजिक विद्वेष फैलाने वाले मंत्री को बर्खास्त करें और आपसी भाईचारा स्थापित करें और तेजस्वी यादव अपना बयान राजद का क्लियर करें कि समाज में विद्वेष चाहते हैं कि समाज में विकास चाहते हैं।
यह चरित कली मलहर जथा मथी दास तुलसी गायो सुख भवन संशय समन दमन विषाद रघुपति गुणगान तजी
सकल आस भरोस गावे सुनय संतत।
तो ये देखिए, ये तस्वीरें हैं, बयां कर रही है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपने दफ्तर के सामने एक हनुमान मंदिर है, वहां पर ये सारे कार्यकर्ता अरविंद सिंह जी हैं, भाजपा के स्पोक्स पर्सन, उनके नेतृत्व में सब लोग सुंदरकांड का जो पाठ है रामचरितमानस में उसका पाठन कर रहे हैं ताकि राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के नेताओं को सद्बुद्धि आए।
भगवान राम और महावीर जी उनके नेताओं को सद्बुद्धि दे कि समाज के विकास में वो लगे, समाज में आपसी भाईचारा को खंडित नहीं करें, समाज को तोड़े नहीं, विध्वंस नहीं कराएं और बिहार में विकास करें, ये नहीं कि अपराधियों का सरकार दे दे।
तो ये थे अरविंद सिंह और इनका सुंदरकांड का पाठ जारी रहेगा। बैक टू यू।
All right, so that was a report filed by my colleague Prakash Singh earlier in the day, and of course we are tracking for you viewers the latest developments and the kind of voices that we are picking up over this big controversy over Ramcharitmanas as well. Let's listen to those and then we'll get you breaking updates.
जाकी रही भावना जैसी प्रभु मूरत तिन देखी तिन तैसी। भगवान राम के प्रति आराधना के लिए राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी के मुख से निकलता हे राम। डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर जो देश के संविधान निर्माता थे, संविधान पर हमारी साझी संस्कृति में भगवान राम का चित्र उकेरा हुआ है और साथ ही साथ डॉक्टर राम मनोहर लोहिया जिनकी विचारधारा हम मानते हैं, वो हमारे रामायण मेला के पक्षधर थे। अब कौन क्या बोलते हैं उनसे ज्यादा ज्ञान हमको नहीं है।
आप अपने सहयोगी को सलाह देंगे, वो तो अपने मंत्री की पीठ ठोक रहे हैं, घबराओ नहीं।
हम तो केवल एक ही अनुरोध करेंगे कि डॉक्टर राम मनोहर लोहिया, डॉक्टर भीमराव अंबेडकर और राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी के द्वारा कहे गए कथन और किए गए कार्य को स्मरण करके राम का सम्मान, रहीम का भी सम्मान करिए।
आपको जब दिक्कत है तो उनको मंत्रिमंडल से हटाने की बात कीजिए। सरकार में
ये मेरा विषय नहीं है। मेरा विषय है भगवान राम के प्रति जो समाजवादी आंदोलन के पुरोधा थे, उनकी भावना क्या है। डॉक्टर राम मनोहर लोहिया ने क्या कहा, अंबेडकर ने क्या कहा, गांधी ने क्या कहा, इसको बताने की जरूरत है।
लेकिन मंत्री अड़े हुए हैं, मैंने जो बोला वो
अड़े रहे तो रामायण भी खड़े है।
Time now here for a short break, viewers. Coming up on the other side, battle for Chandigarh intensifies. BJP, Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress move their councillors as poaching fears loom large. And also getting you updates on the 6 Bangladeshi nationals who entered into India illegally, nabbed from the Kolkata-bound train in North Bengal. All the updates on the other side of this very short break.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Step into luxury, where grace blends with grandeur and design blends with innovation. As your stress is washed away and you're transported in the lap of luxury. Queue European bath lounges. Let time wait.
The global south has countries that are in a state of perpetual conflict. Some of them their own making and some of them from outside. And India has said that India will use the G20 platform to speak for the global south, for the other marginalized countries of the world who have no voice, who deserve to be heard. It is India. This is India's, I think, one of the many steps that India has taken towards diplomatic superpower status.
In Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday. The fire that initially broke out in one factory soon spread to the second unit wall and later engulfed the third factory too. Reports suggest nearly 7 fire tenders and top police officials were rushed to the spot in a bid to douse the fire. While number of casualties remain yet to be ascertained, goods worth lakhs of rupees were destroyed by the raging blaze. A probe is now underway to determine the cause of the fire. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
Step into luxury, where grace blends with grandeur and design blends with innovation. As your stress is washed away and you're transported in the lap of luxury. Queue European bath lounges. Let time wait.
Republic 47.3%, 394% more viewership for Republic TV than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy destroys the landing experiment. Republic TV, the All India #1.
A guard on duty was shot at in broad daylight in the national capital. An extremely appalling money heist case at an ATM was caught on camera installed inside. The incident was reported on 10th of January in Delhi's Wazirabad area. Reports suggest 2 armed men entered the ATM and loot around 11 lakh rupees from a man who came to deposit the amount in the bank. But police sources have informed that around 4 to 5 accused are allegedly involved in this huge theft case. The cash loot video is the latest in a series of horrific crimes being reported in the national capital. And concerns over law and order are only rising by the day. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
The Global South has countries that are in a state of perpetual conflict. Some of them their own making and some of them from outside. And India has said that India will use the G20 platform to speak for the Global South, for the other marginalized countries of the world who have no voice, who deserve to be heard. It is India. This is India's, I think, one of the many steps that India has taken towards diplomatic superpower status.
A school teacher has been arrested at Kannur district in Kerala following complaint filed by 26 different minor girls who have accused him of sexually molesting them. The school teacher has been identified as Faisal, who is a native of Malappuram. The incident came to light after a regular counselling session that was held in the school, and the girls had revealed to the counsellor the ordeal. As the counselling went on, 26 different girls from the same school had raised the complaint against the same teacher, Faisal, followed by which the counsellor raised the matter to the child line, after which the police intervention came in. Now it is learned that 21 POCSO cases have been registered against Faisal, who is a Malappuram native, and more investigation is going on in this direction. Faisal has been sent to 14 days of remand, and the investigation is also looking whether more girls are also being victim of his.
In Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday. The fire that initially broke out in one factory soon spread to the second unit wall and later engulfed the third factory too. Reports suggest nearly 7 fire tenders and top police officials were rushed to the spot in a bid to douse the fire. While number of casualties remain yet to be ascertained, goods worth lakhs of rupees were destroyed by the raging blaze. A probe is now underway to determine the cause of the fire. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
एक आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया जी जनाब का.
I don't ever want to claim anything which is not done by me. I only cast my mind back to what General Patinkar and General Nirbhay Sharma had done. What I did was that I took the Ji Janab. Ji Janab was not about saying Ji Janab to everyone. It was just a symbol, a name given to an operation to say, understand the Kashmiri environment, understand the culture, understand the sensitivities.
Republic 47.3%. 394% more viewership for Republic TV than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy destroys the landing experiment. Republic TV, the All India number 1.
A guard on duty was shot at in broad daylight in the national capital. An extremely appalling money heist case at an ATM was caught on camera installed inside. The incident was reported on 10th.
It's 2 p.m. viewers, and here are the headlines. Jahangirpuri terror plot deepens. Delhi police recovers grenades 2 days after the arrest of 2 terror suspects. Missing woman cricketer found hanging from a tree in a forest in Odisha's Cuttack. It's BJP versus the BJP in Karnataka as fight over Lingayat reservation gets bigger. ISRO report on Joshimath goes missing from the government website. Is there an attempt to bury the truth? TMC worker caught on tape slapping a common man for complaining against government scheme. BJP and the RJD ally JDU recite Ramcharitmanas 3 days after the Bihar minister insulted the holy text. Hello and welcome viewers. Thank you for staying with Republic TV. I'm Priyanka Sharma. We are live and breaking and straight away getting you updates from the national capital, where in a fresh development, 2 suspects were held over the links with the terror outfits. Now this comes after hand grenades were recovered from them. Traces of blood were also found by the police from a house in Delhi's Bhalswa Dairy area where the hand grenade was recovered from. People of the area say that Jagjit and Naushad, both of the accused living here, had brought the fridge a week back. Now, of course, it is also believed that someone has been murdered here and an attempt has been made to dispose of him in the fridge. Shocking developments that we are tracking for you from the national capital, visuals of which are on your screens right now. Of course, we had gotten you updates of the hand grenade case where in fact 2 suspects were in custody of the authorities and they had been interrogating those 2 suspects as well. Now we are tracking for you some fresh developments when it comes to those 2 suspects that had been held over their links with terror outfits. Now this comes after hand grenades in fact had been recovered from them as well. And now we see that traces of blood have also been found by the police from a house in Delhi's Bhalswa Dairy area where the hand grenade had been recovered from. And let me also bring in my colleague Piyush Ori, who's been on the ground reporting on this story. Piyush, tell us more about this new fresh developments that the authorities are now also looking at from the national capital. There is a talk of a murder that had been carried out by these accused as well in that area. Speak to us a little bit about these fresh updates that have been received by the authorities.
So yes, Priyanka, extremely stunning and startling revelations that have come to fore after the investigation by Delhi Police Special Cell has resulted in us now knowing that perhaps there can be more of these 2 people who were actually arrested by the Delhi Police of not only possessing hand grenades but also involved in a targeted killing. Right now I'm reporting from the Bhalswa Dairy area where actually this the Delhi Police Special Cell yesterday was able to find a hand grenade and also traces of blood. Now this is the area from where the Delhi Police was able to find hand grenade, but now what we've been told is that there can also be more than just getting a hand grenade, and perhaps there can also be a killing which would have been done by these 2 people. Now the 2 people who have been arrested by the Delhi Police Special Cell, let me just tell you about them. They have been identified as Jagjit Singh Jassa. Now this Jagjit Singh Jassa is a person who is associated with Bambiha gang. The other person is being identified as Naushad. Now Naushad was arrested from Jahangir Puri itself in the national capital and he is believed to have been associated with Harkatul Ansar. Now this arrest by the Delhi Police Special Cell also reveals a very dangerous nexus between the dreaded gangsters and the jihadi groups. They've already been able to possess some live pistols and cartridges along with a hand grenade, but then a very dangerous aspect of a murder also being committed by these 2 is coming to fore, and the investigation from here on by the Delhi Police Special Cell is only going to reveal of how sinister the plot actually would have been. Back in the studio.
Well, Piyush, if you could keep panning your cameras and showing us, because of course this comes days before the security is an issue with respect to the Republic Day celebrations as well. And of course what you're telling us are very important details of these accused having links to terror outfits as well. If you could expand upon that, which outfits are they being linked to, what had been the conspiracy, and also link this murder that you were speaking about with respect to the hand grenade that had also been seized by the authorities from these 2 accused.
So Priyanka, I would definitely request my video journalist to now show the images of the area where the hand grenades were found while I will do the speaking. the terror outfits of which these two people have been associated with is Naushad is being believed to be associated with a jihadi group called Harkatul Ansar. Now what this group is all about, it is only going to come by the investigation by the Delhi Police Special Cell in the coming days. Also, there is a person called Jagjit Singh Jassa, the second arrest that has been made by the Delhi Police Special Cell. Now this person is believed to have been associated with Bambiha gang. Now we already know that the Lawrence Bishnoi gang and the Bambiha gang, the sinister plot have already been revealed because they have been believed to be involved in the narco terror group, because of which the National Investigative Agency also got involved in finding the linkages and connections of these groups in anti-national activities. But now, since not only the Delhi Police Special Cell has been able to find some hand grenades from the arrest that has been made, but what we are being told is that they have also found traces of blood. So yes, what can now come in the coming days is also a brutal killing that may have been committed by these two people. Who actually have they murdered? Why have they murdered? What was the real motive of the murder? Was this a targeted killing? All this is only going to be known by the investigation of the Delhi Police Special Cell. But what I can definitely tell you is that it seems now that there may be a very sinister plot that may have been in place, that may have been hashed by these groups. And what actually this plot is, it's all going to be revealed only after a thorough investigation by the Delhi Police Special Cell. Back to you in the studio.
Well, absolutely, Piyush, and a sinister plot that is also being foiled by our authorities as well, our security agencies as well. Stay on with us as we play out this earlier report that you had filed when you have been able to have a conversation with the eyewitnesses as well. Let's play that out and then we'll come back to you for more updates.
मैं अभी ये ऊपर था, जब नीचे आया तो देखा ये पुलिस वाले बहुत खड़े हैं, गाड़ी वाड़ी लेकर के।
कब की बात है सर ये?
कल 5 बजे। फिर जो है पुलिस वाले ने हमें भी ले गए और अपने भी वो जो दो थे उनको भी पकड़ के ले गए, उधर अंदर ले गए और फिर ताला खोले, उनसे चाबी लिया, ताला खोले, अंदर गए तो जो है उनसे पूछने लगे भाई तुम लोगों ने यहाँ क्या किया। फिर एक आदमी मारा, गला दबा करके मारा। कहाँ मारा? कि कोने पे, ये कोने पे गला दबाया और मारा।
वो आदमी जिसको मारा है उसकी शिनाख्त हो चुकी है, उसकी पहचान हो चुकी है? नहीं
पता नहीं, ये इसके बारे में पता नहीं है। वो तो वो जो बोल रहे थे, पूछ रहे थे, वो बता रहे थे, दोनों थे जो पकड़े गए थे। तो फिर उन्होंने जो है उनसे पूछा भाई कहाँ मारे भैया, ये यहाँ हमने गला दबाया। फिर वो आगे जा कर के जो है पॉलीथीन बिछाया और उस पर जो है गला रेता। एक ने वीडियो बनाया, वीडियो बनाने वाले ने कह रहा है एक वीडियो बनाया, एक गला रेतने वाले ने कह रहा मैंने गला रेता। धड़ल्ले से बोल रहे हैं वो दो। फिर जो है वो उनको ले गए, फिर अंदर गाड़ी में लेकर बैठा दिया
और साथ में मेरे ख्याल से हथगोले भी निकाले थे।
हाँ, फिर जो है वहाँ टाड़ है उसका, वहाँ बैठा हुआ, तो वहाँ बोरी वोरी रखे हुए थे। बोरी वोरी हटाए तो उसमें बैग मिला। बैग में फिर निकाले पुलिस वालों ने तो 2 बड़े बड़े गोले उसमें से निकले तो फिर ले करके वो उस पर उसका बेड था, वो बेड पे ऊपर रख दिए। हाँ, रखने के बाद से फिर उन्होंने पूछा भी भैया कैसे काटा तुमने। उसके बाद से काट करके फिर ये शरीर कहाँ भेज दिया है, तो उन्होंने कहा भाई यहाँ से काट करके ये हाथ दोनों।
Now, just days before the Republic Day celebrations are all set to take place in the national capital, of course, this becomes a cause of concern when the authorities have foiled this nexus, a narco-terror nexus that is being reported about by our correspondents on the ground as well. And the authorities also now have reason to believe that they will be looking into this further to foil more attempts that were being conspired by these accused as well. For the moment, we slip into a short break and we bring you some more updates on the other side.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates: IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
The Global South has countries that are in a state of perpetual conflict. Some of them their own making and some of them from outside. And India has said that India will use the G20 platform to speak for the Global South, for the other marginalized countries of the world who have no voice, who deserve to be heard. It is India. This is India's, I think, one of the many steps that India has taken towards diplomatic superpower status.
In Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday. The fire that initially broke out in one factory soon spread to the second unit wall and later engulfed the third factory too. Reports suggest nearly 7 fire tenders and top police officials were rushed to the spot in a bid to douse the fire. While number of casualties remain yet to be ascertained, goods worth lakhs of rupees were destroyed by the raging blaze. A probe is now underway to determine the cause of the fire. Bureau report for Republic TV.
एक आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया जी जनाब का.
I don't ever want to claim anything which is not done by me. I only cast my mind back to what General Patinkar and General Nirbhay Sharma had done. What I did was that I took the Ji Janab. Ji Janab was not about saying Ji Janab to everyone. It was just a symbol, a name given to an operation to say, understand the Kashmiri environment, understand the culture, understand the sensitivities.
Republic, 47.3%.
Back viewers, thank you for staying with Republic TV. Straight away getting you more and more updates of how just days before the Republic Day celebrations are all set to take place in the national capital. The national capital, in fact, is in high alert since an entire nexus of the narco-terror gang that has been foiled by our security forces, where 2 accused had been taken into custody after the hand grenade that had also been seized from on their person. And now we also see stunning more details of the Delhi terror plot really coming to light, where the authorities have spoken about the traces of blood that had also been found by the police from the house, in fact, in the Delhi's Balswad area itself, from where my colleague Piyush Ori is joining us right now. Piyush, once again, it's over to you. Speak to us about the kind of updates that you're picking up as far as the investigating authorities are concerned who are there in that area. Speak to us about the new revelations that are being made of the traces of blood that were found, the refrigerator in question, and a murder plot as well that you were speaking to us about.
So yes, Priyanka, while I speak, I will just request my video journalist to just show the images over here, and you can understand from the place that you cannot suspect anything, but it is this place at the end of it where the Delhi police was able to get hand grenades, and perhaps it is this discrete place where, if through investigations, perhaps there could have been a very brutal, a very gruesome murder. Now, who has been murdered? Why has he been murdered? All this is in the process of investigation. But what actually I can tell you is that there have been some traces of blood that have been found by the official of Forensic Science Laboratory, which shows that perhaps there is something extremely fishy, something extremely sinister, which would have happened in this very discreet place. I could also tell you that it is this place from where the Delhi Police Special Cell has also been able to find some hand grenades, which shows that there was a planning which was being done, which was being hashed to create disruptions in at Republic Day. So yes, this is also a subject of national security and how groups, how people which are belonging to several groups that involve from jihadi groups to also gangster networks which are involved in narco terror have now connived with each other to create problems for national security, and starting from here in national capital. In fact, I can also tell you that it seems that these people have a wide network, because one of the accused, Naushad, has been arrested from here in national capital itself at Jahangirpuri, whereas the other person, Jagjit Singh Jassa, who has been arrested by the Delhi Police Special Cell and who has his association with the Bambiha gang, was arrested from Uttarakhand. So yes, you can also see that it seems that there is a wide network which is at play. It seems that there is a grave network which is at play of harming the national security. Right. And now with the probable murder, it seems there is also an issue of targeted killing which may have taken place. So all this now needs to be investigated thoroughly by the Delhi police, and all this now needs to be also revealed in the coming days. Back to you in the studio.
Well, absolutely, Piyush, and we trust you to keep us ahead as and when the updates come from the investigating authorities as well. There are new updates, in fact, that you're also breaking down for our viewers. For the moment, I want to thank you for joining us on the broadcast as we move on to some more breaking updates that we're picking up. And coming across now, viewers, to a breaking update as far as the Union Minister Nitin Gadkari is concerned, where we are now learning that there was a death threat call to the Union Minister Nitin Gadkari. Now, according to the police, 2 calls were received at Gadkari's office at 11:30 a.m. and 11:40 a.m. today. After the threat calls, information has been provided to the Nagpur police, and the police investigation is underway into this entire matter. And we are also learning that in the backdrop of these death threat calls that had been given to Nitin Gadkari, security has also been tightened outside Nitin Gadkari's office there in Nagpur. Let me go across to my colleague Alisha, who's reporting on this story. Alisha, it's over to you. Speak to us a little bit about the death threats that have been received by Nitin Gadkari's office. How credible are these death threats, and what really are the precautions that are now being taken by the authorities? And we will connect that line with Alisha Nair in just a bit, but these are the latest developments that we are tracking for you viewers. As far as Nitin Gadkari is concerned, shocking details really coming to light of a death threat call that had been made to Nitin Gadkari's office there in Nagpur. 2 calls that had been received by Nitin Gadkari's office, one at 11:30 a.m., the other at 11:40 a.m. Within 10 minutes, 2 death threats that had been received by Nitin Gadkari's office. And I believe Alisha is back with us on the broadcast. Alisha, tell us more about the death threats that had been received by Nitin Gadkari's office. How credible are these death threats, and how much is the threat perception that the authorities are telling you about this?
Well, Priyanka, that is something a matter of investigation that the Nagpur police is investigating. But yes, the information that we have gathered from our police sources that there were 2 calls that was received at Nitin Gadkari's office. One is around 11:30 a.m. and the second one was around 11:40 a.m. Right after this threat call, where the information has been provided to Nagpur police, and now the police is being investigating into the matter who exactly the call has been made. And moreover, it has also been said that the security has been tightened right outside the Nitin Gadkari office in Nagpur. So even the information has been sought by the police as well, and they have been checking from which number or whether it is from the web or something. The call that has been made is something the matter of investigation. But as even we can see from the visuals as well, where there are the police officials who have been, the security has been beefed up right outside Nitin Gadkari's office in Nagpur after the threat call that was made this morning.
All right, so those are some of the details that we are putting out with respect to these death threat calls that had been received by Union Minister Nitin Gadkari's office there in Nagpur. As Alisha was also breaking down the details of these death threat calls that had been received by Nitin Gadkari's office. And Alisha, if I could speak to you once more about the security that you were just mentioning, and if you could expand upon it as to how the security is being tightened right outside Nitin Gadkari's office, And how really is the investigation being carried out as far as the calls are concerned? Are the calls being traced? Is the investigation into that part also being carried out by the authorities?
Well, yes, it's a very serious matter where we can see there were two threat calls that was made at this morning at Nitin Gadkari's office in Nagpur, and the information has been sought by the police as well. And importantly, it's a very senior officers who have been looking into this matter, and the Nagpur Commissioner of Police has also sought a report over this the matter that has been happened, the threat call that has been given to Nitin Gadkari's office. But yes, talking about the security that has been beefed up, when there are 2 or 3 units of police from the police station, they have been deployed. It's the basic information that we have been gathered from our sources in police, where there are 3 at his office, and yes, the police will also be investigating.
All right, Alisha, there seems to be some trouble with your audio line, but we will connect you once again. But these are the updates, viewers, that we are putting out on your screens as far as the death threat calls to Union Minister Nitin Gadkari is concerned, to his Nagpur office, apparently, as we are learning that 2 threat calls that had been made within the time limit of under 10 minutes, one at 11:30 a.m., the other at 11:40 a.m. is when these death threat calls had been made to Nitin Gadkari's office there in Nagpur. Post which we see that security is also being beefed up right outside his offices there in Nagpur. And of course, as Alisha was also pointing out for us, that the investigation is also being carried out to determine where these threat calls had come from, what really is the threat perception of these calls, and of course, who made these calls to the Nagpur office of Nitin Gadkari. And these are the latest images as well that we are putting out on your screens right outside Nitin Gadkari's office there in Nagpur. And of course, as we were getting you the latest updates, that senior level police officials are also being deployed right outside his offices, and a thorough investigation is also being conducted into who made these calls to Nitin Gadkari's office, one at 11:30 a.m., the other at 11:40 a.m. And of course, the police will be looking into who made these calls and what really has been the threat perception of these death threat calls that had been made to Nitin Gadkari's office. I believe Alisha is back with us on the broadcast. Alisha, it's over to you once again as you were breaking down the details of this threat calls that have been made to Nitin Gadkari.
Well, that is an information we have sought from our police sources, clearly mentioning that it was a threat call that was made at around 11:30 a.m. and 11:40 a.m. This morning, right after this, the Nitin Gadkari's office has given this information to the police officials, all that was made to control room, and then the specific information has been given to the concerned police station, where the police has been investigating into the matter to see whether who has made the call over this giving a threat to Nitin Gadkari's office. We even know that now the police has been beefed up right outside Nitin Gadkari's office in Nagpur. On the other hand, even the senior officials in Nagpur have sought a report over this, and they've been trying to trace the caller, the person who has made this threat call in the office of Nitin Gadkari. So even the senior officials has been working on this, and because this is something a very serious matter, and there were 2 threat calls that was made this morning, right after which the police has come into an action at the one side where the security has been beefed up right outside his office, and on the other hand there are the officials who have been investigating the matter and specifically tracing the person who has made this call.
Well, all right, Alisha Nair there getting us the details of the death threat calls that have been made to Nitin Gadkari's office. And 2 calls as of now that are being traced by the authorities, and they are of course trying to determine where these calls had come from, what really had been the threat perception of these calls as well. And apart from that, of course, all precautions as per the protocol also being taken, that senior level police officials are being deployed right outside the offices of Nitin Gadkari there in Nagpur, where the threat calls had been made in under 10 minutes. There were 2 calls that had been received by Nitin Gadkari's office, and And of course, these are the latest details as far as these calls are concerned. I want to thank you, Alisha, for getting us those updates on the broadcast.
With preparations all set by the Delhi police to file charge sheet in the Shraddha Walkar murder case, it has got another important lead after the post-mortem report by the All Institute of Medical Sciences has revealed that the bones of Shraddha Walkar was indeed cut by a sharp object or a saw. Now this is another important evidence which has been obtained by the Delhi police after it was revealed that the DNA of the bones that were retrieved from the jungles of Mehrauli was indeed that of Shraddha after the bones DNA matched with that of Shraddha's father. Now this is a very challenging case for the Delhi police because Delhi police is relying solely on the circumstantial evidences. One hopes that the two vital evidences and leads that has been obtained by the Delhi police would now enable it to form a charge sheet that will help concrete evidences and result in Shraddha and her family getting justice.
Time now here for a short break, viewers. Coming up on the other side, TMC worker caught on tape slapping a common man for complaining against government scheme. And also getting you updates of how the BJP and the RJD ally JDU recite Ramcharitmanas 3 days after the Bihar minister insulted the holy text.
Step into luxury, where grace blends with grandeur and design blends with innovation. As your stress is washed away and you're transported in the lap of luxury. Cure European bath lounges. Let time wait.
Republic, 47.3%. 394% more viewership for Republic TV than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy destroys the landing experiment. Republic TV, the All India #1.
A guard on duty was shot at in broad daylight in the national capital. An extremely appalling money heist case at an ATM was caught on camera installed inside. The incident was reported on 10th of January in Delhi's Wazirabad area. Reports suggest 2 armed men entered the ATM and loot around 11 lakh rupees from a man who came to deposit the amount in the bank. But police sources have informed that around 4 to 5 accused are allegedly involved in this huge theft case. The cash loot video is the latest in a series of horrific crimes being reported in the national capital. And concerns over law and order are only rising by the day. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
The Global South has countries that are in a state of perpetual conflict. Some of them their own making and some of them from outside. And India has said that India will use the G20 platform to speak for the Global South, for the other marginalized countries of the world.
It's 2:30 and here are the headlines. Jahangir Puri terror plot deepens. Delhi police recovers grenades 2 days after the arrest of 2 terror suspects. Missing woman cricketer found hanging from a tree in a forest in Odisha's Cuttack district. It's BJP versus the BJP in Karnataka as the fight over Lingayat reservation gets bigger. ISRO report on Joshimath goes missing from government website. Is there an attempt to bury the truth? TMC worker caught on tape slapping a common man for complaining against government scheme. BJP and the RJD ally JDU recite Ramcharitmanas 3 days after the Bihar minister insulted the holy text. Thank you for staying with Republic TV viewers. We are live in breaking and straight away getting you all that's happening in Joshimath, where Uttarakhand's town Joshimath is in fact sinking. Cracks on walls, buildings, roads and now highway continue to baffle the residents. Now meanwhile, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami announced interim relief package for the affected families. Now also remember the ISRO report which had stated that Joshimath may entirely sink as well. Here's all that you need to know about what's really happening in Joshimath, as we have our correspondents on the ground keeping a track of what's happening in Joshimath as far as the government agencies are also concerned, and the Chief Minister announcing relief packages for the residents.
We are reporting from Joshimath, showing you the ground zero report and what is exactly happening on the ground. The administration is keeping a very tight eye and keeping a very close vision that what exactly has to be done and how it has to be done. There I can see the drone, and I'll ask my video journalist to give you the sense from here. As you know that the survey is going on. This has been done by the local administration. Even the Chief Minister is keeping a very tight eye on the ground that what exactly the situation is. There you can see the survey which is being done by the drone. As this is more than 700 families who has been already evacuated. We have seen the property where the dismantling process has already started, and at this point in time, this is the survey which is going on by the drone. We can see this is to keep everything very tight and in the vision that what exactly is happening. There you can see the relief material which is being prepared to give it to the people, the affected people. Sir, आप लोग ये relief material के साथ हैं, administration से हैं आप लोग? We'll try and understand if we'll get a sense that what exactly is this. Sir, आप बात कर सकते हैं? बता सकते हैं ये क्या relief material है, कैसे?
नहीं ये तो जो तुम्हारी टीम में है, आप कर लो.
So these are not the proper authority to talk. So we were giving you the visual of the drone. We have shown you how the drone is being used now, and this is the survey which is being done by the drone now. More trouble for the people of Joshimath. On one side, they have been asked to leave their houses. They have been evacuated. On the other hand, this is the water crisis which is being seen by the people of Joshimath now. I am reporting from Singhdar area of Joshimath, which is one of the most affected area. And now there is a problem of water crisis, what we have been told. Because of the subsidence, the water pipes is not working properly, and the supply of the water has been already stopped. And because of that, this is the water crisis which is happening at the Joshimath, at this particular area from where I am reporting. पानी की भैया बताया जा रहा है कि बहुत परेशानी हो रही है, क्योंकि जो खिसकने की वजह से दरारें जो आई थी पाइप में पानी नहीं है. कब से नहीं आ रहा है? कल से हाँ. 2-3 दिन हो गए पानी नहीं. हाँ 2-3 दिन हो गए. तो फिर कैसे आप लोग अभी कर रहे हैं? कहाँ से लाते हैं पानी? उधर का गिलाता है, दूर जाते हैं उधर सिंगदार में. अच्छा, तो अभी सरकार की तरफ से भी टैंकर भेजे जा रहे हैं? सरकार की तरफ से भी टैंकर आ रहे हैं? ये तो मुनाबा. जी बताइए, पानी की क्या समस्या हो रही है अभी?
पानी को तो बहुत मुश्किल है. पानी नहीं हो गया तो कैसे चलता है?
पाइपों में नहीं आ रहा, नलों में
नहीं आ रहा. उधर से धारा से लेके खाता है.
धारा से वो जो पहाड़ से आता है
वही पानी है.
अच्छा, कोई वैसे सरकारी मदद भी आ रही है टैंकर के थ्रू?
आया था, एक बार शाम को आता है, एक बार सुबह आता है.
बस एक बार आता है सुबह और शाम को. लेकिन पानी की बहुत प्रॉब्लम हो रही है.
हाँ वही तो, कोई लोग भरते हैं, कोई लोग देता नहीं देता है.
अच्छा, आप भी यही सिंगदार से हैं भैया? तो ये पानी की परेशानी के बारे में हम लोग बात कर रहे थे, लोग बता रहे थे सर.
इनके यहाँ तो पानी वैसे भी नहीं है, ये तो धारे से भरते हैं यहाँ पे सामने.
अच्छा, लेकिन पानी की यहाँ प्रॉब्लम हो रही है?
हाँ पानी की प्रॉब्लम है यहाँ. 2 दिन से पानी नहीं है बोल रहे.
2 दिन से? टाइम
टू टाइम आता है, सुबह टू शाम.
अच्छा, लेकिन पानी की प्रॉब्लम जो
पानी की प्रॉब्लम है.
तो कुछ गवर्नमेंट से टैंकर वगैरह आ रहे हैं? कुछ टैंकर
आ रहे हैं.
अच्छा,
टैंकर टाइम टू टाइम आ रहे हैं ना.
अच्छा,
अब टैंकर भी ये है कि कितने टैंकर है इनके पास, कितनी जगह जगह सप्लाई कर रहे हैं, और जगह भी तो होगी प्रॉब्लम। जब बैठा हुआ सब जगह है तो सब जगह के अब तक पाइप टूटे होंगे, बड़े पाइपलाइन आ रहे हैं, जो उनमें नजर आ रहा है वो भी हो सकता है, मिट्टी आ गई हो, काफी चीजों का वो है।
This exactly is the problem which is being faced by the people of Joshimath, as they were telling us. This is Singdar from where I am reporting. This is the water crisis what they are facing at this point in time. On one side, this is they have the condition which is very much visible, how they are living in their houses with those cracks and everything. On one side, they have been evacuated, but the people who are left over here, who are still staying here, is going through the water crisis because of the subsidence which could be clearly seen. With video journalist Surendra Shah, Manoj, and this is Republic.
There you have it, viewers. That was several reports that had been filed by our colleague Anuj, who's on the ground, camped out there in Joshimath, and that is why we're getting you all the minute-to-minute updates from the ground in Joshimath, where we also track for you the kind of difficulties that the residents are facing there, who have their houses, who have their shops there in Joshimath, and they are, of course, losing their livelihood as well because of this sinking. And now we also see that the Chief Minister had also announced that there will be some kind of a relief package that will be given to the residents there who are also being evacuated from Joshimath. And coming across now to some breaking updates, viewers, where the Northern Army commanders warning to Pakistan in a strong statement that is being released by the Northern Army commander, who is in fact giving a warning to Pakistan. He is stating, and I quote, "Won't let nefarious designs of the neighbors succeed," also warns the politicians trying to take the advantage of the situation, and he says those trying to achieve their political goal using the proxy war also being given a reply. So that is the latest statement that we are tracking for you from the Northern Army commander, who has now given a warning to Pakistan and has stated that they won't be letting the nefarious designs of their neighbor, that is Pakistan, to succeed. And they have also warned the politicians trying to politicize this entire issue with their neighbors to gain political mileage, and that they will be also given their answers as well. Let's listen in first, viewers, to what the Northern Army commander had to say about Pakistan.
राजौरी की भूमि वीरों और योद्धाओं की धरती है, और इस भूमि पर पड़ोसी देश के षड्यंत्रों और नापाक मंसूबों को कभी सफल नहीं होने दिया जाएगा। सुरक्षा एजेंसियों ने हिंसा पर प्रभावी नियंत्रण किया है, और जो लोग इस प्रॉक्सीवाद के सहारे अपने राजनीतिक मंसूबों को पूरा करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, उन्हें करारा जवाब दिया जा रहा है। हमारे संकल्प में भूतपूर्व सैनिकों की भागीदारी से विलेज डिफेंस कमेटी को और सशक्त और प्रशिक्षित किया जा रहा है। हम सब मिलकर एक संकल्प में ये जो टेररिज्म यहाँ पर आने की कोशिश कर रहा है, इसे हम जल्द से जल्द दूर भगाएं और पड़ोसी देश की कोशिशों को नापाक साबित करें।
So there you have it, viewers. Those were the statements coming from the Northern Army commander warning to Pakistan. Let me also bring in my colleague Gursimran joining us on the broadcast. Gursimran, speak to us about these statements that have been issued by the Northern Army commander as a warning to Pakistan, and have talked about how Pakistan's nefarious activities will be also not be able to succeed because of the security forces. And he's also warned the politicians to not politicize this entire proxy war and to gain political mileage as well. Speak to us about the importance of these statements coming to light from the Northern Army commander.
See, this statement is very important because this statement has come from Rajouri. Northern Army commander was in Rajouri, where the brutal twin terror attacks have taken place on 1st and 2nd of January, and those two perpetrators are still at large. Northern Army commander has made it amply clear that the security forces, especially the Indian Army, won't let the enemy, the neighbor countries, succeed in their nefarious plots because time and again we have seen how Pakistan is trying to destabilize Jammu and Kashmir by carrying out various acts of terror, and now this statement coming. He said that the security forces have maintained an upper edge, and with the help of locals, they will continue to do so. They won't let the enemy succeed in their nefarious plans of destabilizing Jammu and Kashmir and to foment trouble in Jammu and Kashmir. He also said that the Indian Army is training the village defense committees and also strengthening them so that they can tackle the terrorism. Apart from that, one important thing, another that the Northern Army commander said, that those political parties or the people, those who are trying to take the benefit of this proxy war that is going on, trying to achieve some political goals, they are also being given the befitting reply. This can also be seen in context with what we have seen, how some of the political parties objected to the arming of the civilians, that is the strengthening of the village defense committees. So a clear-cut warning to the Pakistan that no matter what you try, because what we have seen in Rajouri was not only a terror attack on the minority community, but an attempt by the Pakistani side to trigger the communal backlash in the Rajouri district so that both the communities, Hindus and Muslims, comes against each other. But the people of Jammu and Kashmir have outrightly rejected the propaganda and the plot of Pakistan by showing the unity against the terrorism, how the people from all walks of Jammu and Kashmir, they have come forth, condemned this terror attack, has somewhat foiled the plot of the Pakistan, and that's why Pakistan is rattled. Now this statement coming from the Northern Army commander is very important, that the Pakistan will be given befitting reply and the nefarious designs of the enemy country, they will be foiled. Yes.
Well, of course, Gursimran, as you're pointing out the details and the importance of this very big statement coming to light from the Northern Army commander, who has given out a warning to our neighbor Pakistan and has stated that the nefarious activities of Pakistan will be foiled by our security forces. And as you're pointing out, that the people of Jammu and Kashmir are united against terrorism as well. And he has also very importantly also warned the politicians for making these kind of statements to politicize this entire issue and leading a proxy war with Pakistan as well. Thank you, Gursimran, for joining us on the broadcast and getting us those details. Time now here for a short break, viewers. Coming up on the other side, Jahangirpuri terror plot deepens. Delhi police recovers grenades 2 days after the arrest of the 2 terror suspects. And also getting you updates of how the missing woman cricketer found hanging from a tree in a forest in Odisha's Cuttack district.
In Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday. The fire that initially broke out in one factory soon spread to the second unit wall and later engulfed the third factory too. Reports suggest nearly 7 fire tenders and top police officials were rushed to the spot in a bid to douse the fire. While number of casualties remain yet to be ascertained, goods worth lakhs of rupees were destroyed by the raging blaze. A probe is now underway to determine the cause of the fire. Bureau report for Republic TV.
एक आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया जी जनाब का.
I don't ever want to claim anything which is not done by me. I only cast my mind back to what General Patinkar and General Nirbhay Sharma had done. What I did was that I took the Ji Janab. Ji Janab was not about saying Ji Janab to everyone. It was just a symbol, a name given to an operation to say, understand the Kashmiri environment, understand the culture, understand the sensitivities.
Republic, 47.3%. 394% more viewership for Republic TV than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy destroys the landing experiment. Republic TV, the All India #1.
A guard on duty was shot at in broad daylight in the national capital. An extremely appalling money heist case at an ATM was caught on camera installed inside. The incident was reported on 10th of January in Delhi's Wazirabad area. Reports suggest 2 armed men entered the ATM and loot around 11 lakh rupees from a man who came to deposit the amount in the bank. But police sources
Republic TV did a week-long investigation into the operations of the Khalistani movement here in Britain.
Armed struggle is the only way. Investing in armed struggle and destabilizing India, how they've been operating for the last 30 years.
Was in contained 100 guys.
100 ISIS guys.
100 ISIS guys. Even I don't remember.
What was your route? Route option क्या था?
पहला था सीधा पूरा टर्की से वहाँ.
We don't preach journalism. We practice it.
Welcome back, viewers. Now, after a hiatus of 3 years, the Delhi Auto Expo is back for 2023. From new launches to future concepts, Auto Expo 2023 has it all in store and more. Here's a full report to take a look at what's happening at the Auto Expo.
Electric cars and bikes hogged on the first day of India's Auto Expo 2023. The mega automobile show is back in the capital city, Greater Noida, after 3 years having hit by COVID pandemic. Auto Expo 2023 was officially inaugurated at the India Expo Mart in Greater Noida by Nitin Gadkari, Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways, and Mahendra Nath Pandey, Union Minister for Heavy Industries. The show opened with the global premiere of Suzuki Motor Corporation concept electric SUV, which is slated to hit the market by 2025. After years of waiting and hoping, Maruti has finally revealed the 5-door chimney for India. 4 years after the legendary Gypsy was discontinued, Maruti is getting back into the off-roader scene to take on the latest version of its long-time rival, the Mahindra Thar.
This 4x4, boxy in its feel, offers a very sturdy grip, and that is what it promises, that it can go through and navigate through the toughest of terrains. It is currently in 7 colors is what Maruti says, monotone, and like you see, the display very much reminds you of how the other Maruti Suzuki cars are, but this is strong and sturdy and is meant for all your off-roading purposes.
The company's Indian arm, Maruti Suzuki India, is among the major manufacturers participating at the expo. Luxury car maker Lexus, a part of the Toyota Group, unveiled its 5th generation RX Sports utility vehicle in 2 trims. The RX 350h Luxury Hybrid and the RX 500h F Sports Performance.
If you're into all style and luxury and obviously looking at a high-end car, then you want to know what Lexus is planning in the years to come. Yes, the idea is to electrify completely till 2035. That is what Lexus is thinking of, and this certainly is their showstopper. It is all luxury. You see the innovative design, and this is primarily modeled in a way where the experience would be about driving like you're in the first class of an airline. It is mimicking the first class seat of an airline. The rear seats use something called artificial muscle technology that is set to mold the seats according to the passengers. The concept is of Tazuna, and it is primarily a technology where you can do multiple tasks while you're driving. Yes, so it is an all-control vehicle, needless to say that, and while you're driving, you can perform multiple functions when you are cruising your way through this Lexus. After the LF30 is the LFZ. Now, once again, the concept is the same. Lexus is planning to go big and electrify all its vehicles by 2035. This is the dual electric motors producing 544 HP and 700 Nm of torque. The Lexus obviously is capable of top speed, and this can go up to 200 kph and a 0 to 100 kph time of 3 seconds. This is LFZ electrified, again on the Tazuna concept, and it also has noise cancellation. So once again, all power, complete control, and you can go through doing multiple functions while you're gliding your way in this LFZ electrified.
Let's hear from the expert. What's the bigger plan for the Lexus this year?
So the bigger plan of Lexus obviously is to go all electric by 2035, and that is the very statement that you're making at the Auto Expo 2023.
Sure.
The new launch obviously is the RX 500H. Tell us about this and how Lexus is now moving towards going all electric.
Sure. Thank you so much for your question. Basically, there are a few things that are unique about the new product that we are talking about. Let me first address that. This product is got two specific issues that we are trying to address for the consumer. One is about connected features. So this is the first connected car from Lexus stable. This is a crossover SUV. Crossover means that it's got the comfort of a car. At the same time, it's got the capability of an SUV. So this is the first connected vehicle. The second thing that we are trying to solve is in terms of fuel efficiency, environment. We have found that hybrid engines, self-charging battery electric vehicles produce the least emissions and best fuel efficiency. So given those things, we have tried to include those things in this new car. And of course, with features like, sports technology, etc. Those are added features that we are giving for our consumers' need. The guests, as we call them.
The LF30 is obviously the showstopper for Lexus this year, and I see all the crowds gathering there. You're trying to give a world-class experience through this. Describe that.
See, what happens is that auto shows typically are occasions where you can demonstrate your current and future plans. Okay, what is the brand direction? Like you said, 2035 all electric. But at the same time, all electric means what to the vehicle configuration, what it means to as far as the shape, what it means as far as the vehicle dynamics, what it means as far as the vehicle materials. These things are going to be different. It's not going to be the same as an internal combustion engine vehicle. So there'll be a different materials that will be used to make this vehicle, and the weight distribution, because there's a huge element of battery which is there at the bottom of the vehicle. So how do you handle these things vis-a-vis the vehicle dynamics, okay, are very different for battery electric vehicles. So since the brand is moving into that direction, we are now looking at these vehicles as, you may call them showstoppers, but we'd like to take some feedback on what is the current and future thinking of the consumers. And of course, it shapes the brand philosophy also in a nice way.
And now, let's put a stop to commercial vehicles and drive into the two-wheeler concept. In the two-wheeler segment, Mica unveiled its Mica for Auto Life, a two-wheeler auto rickshaw, also known as the e-rickshaw, that not only assures safety but guarantees that it will script history for auto rickshaws in the upcoming future.
The Auto Expo 2023 has plenty in store for you, from new launches to global unveilings to future concepts. Having returned after 3 years, while some car makers may have given this edition a miss, the others who returned in full force.
The first day of 16th edition of Auto Expo, the Motor Show 2023 witnessed a range of automobile launches, including some of the world's first concept vehicles. The event showcased new launches from auto industry's major players, including Maruti Suzuki, Lexus, Mica for Life, and Volvo. Meanwhile, major manufacturers such as Mahindra and Mahindra, Skoda, Volkswagen, and Nissan, along with luxury car makers like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Audi, are not participating this year. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
Time now here for a short break, viewers. Coming up on the other side, Jahangirpuri terror plots deepens. Delhi police recovers grenades 2 days after the arrest of the 2 terror suspects. And also getting you updates of the missing woman cricketer found hanging from a tree in a forest in Odisha's Cuttack district. All that and much more after a very short break.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Step into luxury, where grace blends with grandeur and design blends with innovation. As your stress is washed away and you're transported in the lap of luxury. Cure European bath lounges. Let time wait.
The Global South has countries that are in a state of perpetual conflict. Some of them their own making and some of them from outside. And India has said that India will use the G20 platform to speak for the Global South, for the other marginalized countries of the world who have no voice, who deserve to be heard. It is India. This is India's, I think, one of the many steps that India has taken towards diplomatic superpower status.
In Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday. The fire that initially broke out in one factory soon spread to the second unit wall and later engulfed the third factory too. Reports suggest nearly 7 fire tenders and top police officials were rushed to the spot in a bid to rouse the fire.
ये कहानी 1947 में जाती है सर। एक नया मुल्क बनता है पाकिस्तान। जो ऑफिसर्स हैं इंडियन आर्मी में, उनको ये बोला जाता है कि आप चूज करें आप कहां पे जाना चाहते हैं।
मेरे पिताजी जनरल सैयद मेहदी हसनैन उस वक्त कैप्टन जब आर्मी के अंदर आए थे तो फर्स्ट गढ़वाल राइफल्स में आए। प्योर हिंदू सोल्जर्स कम्युनिटी जो थी पूरी, उसमें एक अकेला मुसलमान। उनके कमांडिंग ऑफिसर ने उनसे पूछा, बंटवारे के अंदर आप क्या चाहेंगे, किसी मुस्लिम यूनिट के साथ, मुस्लिम रेजिमेंट के साथ पाकिस्तान आर्मी में जाने की? जवाब जो था बहुत जबरदस्त। मैंने सोच लिया मैं उस देश में जाऊंगा, मैं उस फौज में जाऊंगा जिसमें मजहब के लिए कोई अलग जगह नहीं है।
The biggest news.
10 मार्च के बाद बुलडोजर चलेगी कि नहीं चलेगी?
10 मार्च के बाद फिर विकास और पेशेवर माफिया और अपराधियों के ऊपर फिर से बुलडोजर अपना काम भी करना प्रारंभ कर देगा।
The biggest newsmakers.
The government is not going out of its way to correct any political messaging.
After a point, it is like you can convince a person who wants to listen and think. But if I've already made up my mind, no argument can convince them.
The biggest events.
Hello and welcome viewers. We begin this bulletin at 3 p.m. on Saturday with breaking news. We have accessed fresh CCTV visuals with regards to the terror plot that has emerged in New Delhi, in the national capital, in the lead up to Republic Day celebrations. Remember viewers, a number of grenades were found, live hand grenades, and there were people also who were arrested in relation to their being found. And now we have CCTV visuals also that have been accessed in relation to this plot that has at least partially been foiled, been flagged, and the agencies are currently working on finding out what more there is to it, who all are the perpetrators, what exactly they were going for here. These are the CCTV visuals you can see of a street, and there are a number of people walking. We'll just await to hear more information on what precisely we are seeing in these visuals. But this is consequent to the finding of a number of live grenades. We have Piyush Ori, who is joining us for more details. Piyush, what is this plot about? What has been found? Who is under arrest? And what is in these visuals? Over to you.
So yes, good afternoon Ankit, and good afternoon to all our viewers who are viewing us at the moment. And yes, this is a very sinister plot that has been busted by the Delhi Police Special Cell, in which 2 suspects have been arrested. Now the 2 suspects that were arrested are Naushad, who was arrested from here in the national capital at Jahangirpuri, and the second person who has been arrested is being identified as Jagjit Singh Jassa, who is believed to be associated with the Bambihar gang. Now the CCTV images which you are viewing is the raid that was conducted by the Delhi Police Special Cell at a Bhalswar dairy. Now over here, actually they were able to find hand grenades, but also there has been a startling revelation that may have come from the Delhi Police Special Cell, and that is that there may have been a very targeted killing also that would have been committed by these 2 suspects who have been arrested by the Delhi Police. Now we do not know that has there been a targeted killing there or not, but what we do know is that there are some traces of blood that has been found out by the officials of FSL, and that has been confirmed officially by the Delhi Police. So now from here on, it is going to be interesting to note that how the investigation of the Delhi Police going to take place, because we do know that there was the terror activity which was being planned by these 2 suspects that have been arrested by the Delhi Police Special Cell, but also has there been also a targeted killing which has been carried out by these 2 people. It's only going to come is only going to be revealed to us by the Delhi Police in the coming days. So yes, interesting days ahead, but more importantly, it is also very important now for the Delhi Police to give us all the detail of what actually was the planning of this group and who are these 2 individuals who have been arrested. Back to the studio.
Right, Piyush, bringing us these facts of this case so far. So, number of hand grenades found, 2 persons arrested with suspected terror links, and also, like he's pointing out, traces of blood also. So clearly there is a lot for the Delhi Police Special Cell to continue to investigate. This comes with just 12 days to go before Republic Day. There is already a sense of high alert in Delhi always at this time, and at this time for these grenades to be found is something that they are probing very closely. I thank Piyush for bringing us these details. We are moving on now to Superfast 50. All right, let's dive right into the top stories this hour. There's been yet another mega Aam Aadmi Party versus BJP showdown in Delhi as the AAP staged protests outside the BJP's headquarters over a slum demolition order. Security barricades were put up and water cannons were deployed on protesters. Aam Aadmi Party leader Atishi Singh attacked the BJP by saying that the Saffron Party only does things for vote bank purposes, adding that the AAP will never demolish anyone's home.
जनता पार्टी ने चुनाव से पहले वादा किया था कि जहां पर झुग्गी है वहीं पर मकान देंगे, लेकिन जैसे ही चुनाव खत्म हुआ उन्होंने दिल्ली भर की झुग्गियों को तोड़ने का नोटिस लगाना शुरू कर दिया। चाहे कालकाजी में स्थित नवजीवन कैंप, नेहरू कैंप हो, चाहे महरौली स्थित गोशिया कॉलोनी हो, चाहे छतरपुर में झुग्गियां हो, चाहे तुगलकाबाद में झुग्गियां हो, आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी झुग्गियों पर बुलडोजर चलाने की कोशिश कर रही है। आज हम यहाँ पे बीजेपी कार्यालय के सामने विरोध प्रदर्शन करने आए हैं कि हम दिल्ली की झुग्गियां नहीं टूटने देंगे।
Republic spoke exclusively to Bihar Minister Upendra Kushwaha amid the Ramcharitramanas insult row. An unhappy and dissatisfied Kushwaha hit out at his own party, the JDU, and said that the JDU is weakening day by day.
हमारी पार्टी तो बिल्कुल असहज फील करती है और ऐसे बयानों से असहज फील कर ही रही है। और साथ ही साथ इससे ज़्यादा क्या होगा जब हमारे शीर्ष नेतृत्व को लोग गाली दे रहे हैं, शिखंडी जैसे शब्दों का प्रयोग कर रहे हैं, और उसके बावजूद भी संकेत यह दिया जा रहा है राष्ट्रीय जनता दल की ओर से कि कार्रवाई होगी, पता नहीं कब कार्रवाई होगी। ऐसी स्थिति को हम नहीं बर्दाश्त कर सकते हैं कि कोई हमारे नेता को गाली दे और कहे कि कार्रवाई हो रही है और हम लोग चुपचाप बैठे रहें।
JDU workers meanwhile recited the Ramcharitramanas outside a temple after Bihar's education minister and an RJD leader set the cat amidst the pigeons with his controversial remarks on the Ramcharitramanas. RJD's ally JDU appears to have belatedly decided to oppose it. Telugu Desam Party President and former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu burnt copies of a purportedly controversial government order in a bhogi fire during Sankranti celebrations in his native village Naravaripalli in Chittoor district. Naidu set ablaze the copies of the government order number 1 issued earlier this month to prohibit public meetings on roads. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and his deputy Manish Sisodia have alleged that Lieutenant Governor VK Saxena rejected a proposal for sending teachers to Finland for training, asking them to do a cost-benefit analysis of the program first. BJP spokesperson Harish Khurana hit back at the Aam Aadmi Party leaders for accusing Lieutenant Governor Saxena over the teachers' Finland visit issue, saying that the AAP has always targeted the LG for no valid reason.
ने आपसे क्या मांगा? जो भेजना चाहते हैं टीचर्स को, एक रिपोर्ट दे दीजिए कि अब तक जो है कॉस्ट एनालिसिस क्या है। लेकिन आप पता नहीं क्यों हर चीज को अपनी ईगो पे ले जाते हैं, अपने अहम पे ले जाते हैं। मुझे लगता है कि आपको लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर साहब चूंकि दिल्ली के कस्टोडियन हैं, उनकी बात मानते हुए ईगो को साइड में रखते हुए आपको जो उन्होंने कॉस्ट एनालिसिस शीट मांगी है वो दे देनी चाहिए।
The quota wars have intensified in Karnataka as Industries Minister Murugesh Nirani hit out at party mate and BJP MLA Basavangowda Patil Yatnal for politicizing the reservation issue. There is a massive internal rift within the BJP, it appears.
They waited for, they gave the direction to them. They will change your attitude and character for whatever you are speaking this one. If they are not changed, definitely they will take the decision. Already our state leader and central leaders are, they know what is going on in Karnataka, within the party. Definitely they will take the decision.
More details have emerged in the Shraddha Walkar murder case, with the autopsy report revealing that the body of Shraddha Walkar was cut up into pieces with a saw. The autopsy of the bones was carried out at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in the national capital. The Delhi police is likely to now file a charge sheet. A hand grenade has been recovered from 2 suspects in New Delhi. The duo have been arrested from Jehangirpuri area and have been sent to 14 days of police remand. Traces of human blood have also been found by the FSL team in this ongoing investigation.
बोरी वोरी रखे हुए थे, बोरी वोरी हटाए तो उसमें बैग मिला। बैग में फिर निकाले पुलिस वालों ने तो 2 बड़े बड़े गोले उसमें से निकले तो फिर लिया करके वो उस पे उसका बेड था, वो बेड पे ऊपर रख दिए। रखने के बाद से फिर उन्होंने पूछा भी भाई कैसे काटा तुमने, उसके बाद से काट करके फिर ये शरीर कहाँ भेज दिया।
Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh reached Dehradun along with Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan to attend the Veterans Day celebrations. Rajnath Singh saluted India's brave hearts as he presided over the 7th Armed Forces Veterans Day. While Uttarakhand's town Joshimat quote-unquote sinks, cracks continue to spread across walls, buildings and roads, with the families that live there being asked to relocate while earmarked buildings are being demolished. Even as CM Pushkar Singh Dhami has announced an interim relief package for the affected families, they are also, for the moment, suffering an outage of water, is what we've seen.
हाँ, जहाँ भी लग रहा है कि उनको शिफ्ट करने की आवश्यकता, उनको शिफ्ट किया जा रहा है और फौरी तौर पर अंतरिम राहत के रूप में 1.5 लाख रुपए की धनराशि देना वहां पर प्रारंभ कर दिया है। कल से ही प्रारंभ हो गई है और अभी किसी के मकानों को तोड़ा नहीं जा रहा है। आवश्यकता पड़ने पर उनको खाली करवाया जा रहा है। वहां पर सर्वे करने वाली टीम काम कर रही है।
Several houses collapsed at Singdar in the sinking Joshimath town in Uttarakhand. Nearby temples developed cracks to the point that they eventually collapsed as well. However, no casualties have been reported, thankfully. The Jammu and Kashmir administration has issued new directions calling for all deputy commissioners to remove encroachments in the state by January the 31st. A young man was crushed to death in Kanpur and his body was found in Gangaganj at a field. Chaos ensued in the area. The police rushed to the spot. Investigations are underway, we are told. BJP leader and Bengal leader of the opposition, Suvendu Adhikari, has hit out at the Trinamool government, saying that the West Bengal government has been using the Pradhan Mantri Poshan Shakti Nirman Yojana as a propaganda tool, welcoming a joint review mission to expose the Trinamool. A school teacher named Faisal has been arrested in Kannur for allegedly molesting 26 minor students in Malappuram. 26 girls revealed alleged molestation by Faisal during counseling sessions. 21 POCSO cases have been registered against this teacher. Union Home Minister Amit Shah said that the National Investigation Agency will take over the probe into the terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri along with the Jammu police. Remember, 5 civilians were killed in Rajouri after a gunman barged into their homes on January the 1st. The next day, 2 children died in an IED explosion in the same place. The Enforcement Directorate has summoned the chief of the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, BMC, that is Iqbal Singh Chahal, in connection with a COVID center allotment case. The case was registered by BJP leader Kirit Somaiya against Shiv Sena Uddhav faction MP Sanjay Raut's alleged close aide Sujit Patkar. Ahead of the Chandigarh mayoral polls, poaching fears are looming large, it appears. The BJP has moved its councillors to Haryana, the Aam Aadmi has moved its councillors to Ropar, and the Congress has rushed its councillors to Kasauli. However, with the Congress announcing that it will abstain from voting, it appears to be a straight fight between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi party. A guard on duty was shot dead in broad daylight in the national capital as part of a bank heist that was caught on CCTV. The incident was reported on the 10th of January in Delhi's Wazirabad, wherein 2 armed men entered the bank and looted around 11 lakh rupees, we are told, from a man who had come to deposit the amount in the bank. The Railway Protection Force apprehended 6 Bangladeshi nationals from a Kolkata-bound train in Alipurduar in northern West Bengal for allegedly entering India illegally. According to the railway officials, the accused were travelling from Tripura's Agartala to Kolkata Sialda station when they were arrested. Rajashri Swine, the 26-year-old woman cricketer from Odisha, was found hanging and dead from a tree in a dense forest in Cuttack district on Friday. She was missing since Jan the 11th. A case of unnatural death has been registered and a probe is underway. The NCP Member of Parliament from Lakshadweep, Mohammad Faisal, has been disqualified as a Lok Sabha MP after the lawmaker, along with 3 others, was sentenced to 10 years rigorous imprisonment in connection with an attempt to murder case filed in 2009. Senior INLD leader Abhay Singh Chautala came to the defense of his party's state unit chief Nafe Singh Rathi, who has been booked in a suicide case and has alleged that the FIR lodged against him is a part of a political conspiracy. Chautala also demanded a CBI probe into the matter. The Mumbai police has booked 6 people who put up a poster wishing underworld don Chhota Rajan on his birthday in Malad. The 6 people who have been booked also include a person who had organized a kabaddi event to mark the occasion. A CRPF 153 Battalion Assistant Sub-Inspector Muhammad Aslam has been injured in an IED blast. The IED was planted by Naxals at the Pegdapalli Sunil post. Meanwhile, viewers, in a big development in the Rajasthan paper leak scam case, the Ashok Gehlot-led state government has on Saturday initiated bulldozer action against the suspect. The Alwar residence of Bhupender Saran, who is the main accused in the case, has been raised by the state government. This comes a week after the Jaipur Development Authority sent a notice to Saran over the illegal encroachment of land. A fresh controversy has emerged between the DMK government in Tamil Nadu and the state's governor R.N. Ravi. The Tamil Nadu governor's deputy secretary has lodged a complaint with the Chennai police seeking action against the ruling DMK's public meeting speaker Shivaji Krishnamurthy for a horrendous and derogatory speech against the governor. The 11th expert group meeting between Bhutan and China to resolve their boundary issues has been held in Kunming, China. The two sides held an in-depth exchange of views, we are told, on implementing MOUs on a 3-step roadmap for expediting resolution of this boundary dispute. Even as US President Joe Biden and Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida held wide-ranging talks at the White House, their two administrations also sealed an agreement to bolster US-Japan cooperation in space with the signing of a document at a ceremony at NASA's Washington headquarters. European officials and Swedish King Carl.
It'll strengthen our partnership in areas like research on space technology and transportation, robotic lunar surface missions, climate-related missions, and our shared ambition to see a Japanese astronaut on the lunar surface.
European officials and Swedish King Carl XVI Gustaf inaugurated the EU's first mainland orbital launch complex on Friday during a visit to Sweden by members of the European Commission, that is the 27 nation bloc executive arm.
Small satellites, we've heard, that are also important, of importance for our security. Today we know that the brave Ukrainian forces effectively uses small satellites to track the movements of Russian troops. And because of this growing importance overall, many topics that I couldn't touch upon today, the Commission will make a proposal for an EU space strategy for security and defense. The aim is to improve the resilience of the European space infrastructure and strengthen our shared European capabilities.
Turkey's Foreign Minister Cavusoglu described a protest by Kurds in central Stockholm where an effigy of Turkey's President Erdogan was hung from a lamppost as a racist act and a hate crime. He added that Sweden would not be able to get away with a simple condemnation of the incident. After Russia claimed that its forces captured the fiercely contested salt mining town of Soledar in what would mark a rare victory for the Kremlin after a series of setbacks in the war in Ukraine, the United Nations Security Council discussed the war crimes at the hands of Russia.
Today, I'm asking members of the Council to join us in urging Russia to scale up cooperation immediately. As we work to contain the ripple effect of Russia's war, we must also be laser focused on the horrors happening in Ukraine on the ground.
With rain-soaked California expected to see several more rounds of stormy weather over the weekend and into next week, and state and federal officials pleading with residents to stay alert, there is a possibility of more flooding and damage in the Sunshine State.
Experienced multiple large and damaging storm systems, and there are more on the way. These storms continue to be dangerous and dynamic and pose a threat to communities throughout the state of California. We've experienced destructive flooding of homes and infrastructure, levee breaches and overtopping, mudslides, hurricane-force winds in many of our communities, and even had a tornado touchdown in Northern California.
An explosion occurred on Friday in a gas pipeline in central Lithuania. Baltic media reported that it caused no injuries but sent flames up to 50 meters high and forced the protective evacuation of a nearby village. Dozens of Bolivian trucks have been stranded for 10 days at a key border crossing point following protests with roadblocks in southern Peru. Peru's unrest began in early December following the destitution and arrest of Pedro Castillo following his attempt to dissolve Congress and head off his impeachment. A court on the Greek island of Lesbos rejected charges against a group of aid workers and volunteers who participated in migrant rescue operations, ruling on procedural grounds to return the case to the prosecution for refiling. Constantine, the former and last king of Greece, will be buried at a private ceremony as a private citizen in Tatoi, the former summer residence of Greece's royals just outside Athens, where his parents and ancestors are buried. A controversial figure in Greek history, Constantine died in a hospital late on Tuesday at the age of 82. Actor Ezra Miller pleaded guilty to a charge stemming from a break-in and theft of alcohol at a neighbor's home in Vermont, one of a string of arrests and reports of erratic behavior last year that stretched all the way from Hawaii to New England in the US. India won their Hockey World Cup opener against Spain on Friday. The 20,000 spectators who turned up at the Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium got to witness a convincing 2-0 victory for the hosts. Team India attacking midfielder Hardeep Singh, one of the goal scorers in the match, lauded the team for their performance, calling the win a team effort. Sania Mirza, who confirmed recently that she would soon retire from professional tennis, has written a heartfelt note on social media ahead of her final Australian Open show. The 36-year-old will be playing in the women's doubles at the Australian Open this month alongside Kazakhstan's Anna Danilina, which will be her final appearance at a Grand Slam. FIFA has announced that the World Cup winners, Argentina, will face disciplinary proceedings for offensive behavior and fair play violations committed during the final match in Qatar. They have also been cited for potential misconduct of players and officials. Tottenham Hotspur boss Antonio Conte took a dig at Arsenal in his pre-match press conference ahead of this weekend's North London derby. On being asked about Arsenal players' behaviour that led to the Premier League leaders being charged twice by the FA in just the last week, Conte said that he always respects the referee's decision, which could have sometimes positive or negative impact on them. 8 of the 10 IPL franchises from the Men's Indian Premier League will compete to purchase teams for the IPL for women. When the IPL opens the sealed bids on the 25th of January, the BCCI is expected to reveal the franchises and the winning cities that will feature in the Women's IPL. The upcoming bilateral cricket series against a visiting New Zealand will feature 3 T20Is and 3 ODIs. The ODIs will begin on January the 18th, followed by the T20 series from January 27th. The big news is that red-hot Prithvi Shaw has been named in the T20I squad on the back of his stunning almost 400-run performance in the Ranji Trophy. In tennis, Frenchman Richard Gasquet won his first title in 5 years on Saturday, defeating Briton Cameron Norrie in the Auckland Open final. The 36-year-old has become the oldest men's champion at the Auckland event. New Zealand's win against Pakistan sealed their first ODI series victory in 6 attempts and kept them on top of the ODI rankings on Friday. The series victory for the Black Caps came after a tough game. It was the hard-hitting Kiwi batter Glenn Phillips who stood tall to hand aside a historic triumph in the finale. And New Zealand pacer Tim Southee has surpassed compatriot and famous all-rounder Daniel Vettori to become the leading wicket-taker in international cricket for his country on Friday. The veteran pacer achieved this record during New Zealand's third ODI against Pakistan. In 351 international matches, Southee now has 697 wickets.
Step into luxury. where grace blends with grandeur and design blends with innovation. As your stress is washed away and you're transported in the lap of luxury. Cure European bath lounges. Let time wait.
Republic, 47.3%. 394% more viewership for Republic TV than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy destroys the landing experiment. Republic TV, the All India number one.
A guard on duty was shot at in broad daylight in the national capital. An extremely appalling money heist case at an ATM was caught on camera installed inside. The incident was reported on 10th of January in Delhi's Wazirabad area. Reports suggest 2 armed men entered the ATM and loot around 11 lakh rupees from a man who came to deposit the amount in the bank. But police sources have informed that around 4 to 5 accused are allegedly involved in this huge theft case. The cash loot video is the latest in a series of horrific crimes being reported in the national capital. And concerns over law and order are only rising by the day. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
The Global South has countries that are in a
Republic, 47.3%. 394% more viewership for Republic TV than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy destroys the landing experiment. Republic TV, the All India number one.
ये कहानी 1947 में जाती है सर। एक नया मुल्क बनता है पाकिस्तान। जो ऑफिसर्स हैं इंडियन आर्मी में, उनको ये बोला जाता है कि आप चूज करें आप कहां पे जाना चाहते हैं।
मेरे पिताजी जनरल सैयद मेहदी हसनैन उस वक्त कैप्टन जब आर्मी के अंदर आए थे तो फर्स्ट गढ़वाल राइफल्स में आए। प्योर हिंदू सोल्जर्स कम्युनिटी जो थी पूरी, उसमें एक अकेला मुसलमान। उनके कमांडिंग ऑफिसर ने उनसे पूछा, बंटवारे के अंदर आप क्या चाहेंगे, किसी मुस्लिम यूनिट के साथ, मुस्लिम रेजिमेंट के साथ पाकिस्तान आर्मी में जाने की? जवाब जो था बहुत जबरदस्त। मैंने सोच लिया मैं उस देश में जाऊंगा, मैं उस फौज में जाऊंगा जिसमें मजहब के लिए कोई अलग जगह नहीं है।
And we begin this edition of the news with breaking news coming in from the state of Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai has written to the DGP over the remarks against the governor that was made by a DMK leader. In fact, yesterday we saw a DMK leader openly abusing Tamil Nadu governor, hurling expletives after expletives and also threatening to kill, issuing death threats to the governor. We now have the BJP chief of Tamil Nadu, Annamalai, writing a letter to the DGP demanding action, demanding criminal action against the governor. In fact, I would just like to read some excerpts of this letter. He said that we hope the police do not turn a blind eye and request that you kindly reprimand Shivaji Krishnamurthy for abusing the constitutional head of the state. His remarks must not be construed as freedom of expression, as we are sure the police would not deem it that way if the same derogatory language were directed towards the Chief Minister of the state. Now, in this letter, Annamalai has narrated 3 instances where the police have allegedly not acted. Ankit, my colleague, is joining me from the Mumbai newsroom. He will read out this the excerpts from this letter, the important bits from the letter. Ankit, over to you.
Please, Sanika, I have the letter here open in front of me. It's addressed to the Director General of Police, and it speaks about how over the last several months it has become a habit for DMK partymen to use the public stage to abuse and slander women. So he starts off raising how the DMK has been abusing and slandering women. He says, unfortunately, the people of Tamil Nadu have survived this political discourse for a long time. In recent past, we have registered a formal complaint against DMK partymen for making derogatory remarks over BJP women leaders. He continues, and then he also comes on to mention and speak about the point at which they have abused the governor as well. And so I'm just going to read out that part also. And he says, Thiru Sivaji Krishnamurthy, a renowned DMK abuser known for derogatory public speeches, has abused the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu and made unpardonable remarks in his speeches. So this is a twin issue that is being highlighted by Annamalai, the BJP chief of Tamil Nadu. On one hand, and we've seen, Sanika, how the DMK leaders have in the past, they have made completely condemnable remarks against BJP leader Khushbu. That is something that we had highlighted, and Khushbu had appeared on Arnab's debate, and she had spoken about how it has become a practice to have to deal with such kind of atrocious sexist, misogynist remarks. And on the other hand, now Annamalai has also raised the issue of the governor being accused as well, because that was also something that was highlighted. And as you can see here, Annamalai is raising this issue. This comes on the same day as the governor, via his deputy secretary, has filed a police complaint with the Chennai police seeking action on this DMK public speaker who had made these remarks which are too objectionable to really talk about in public. We had discussed it on our debate yesterday also, with even DMK allies condemning the speech that was made, condemning the remarks that were made, while there is a discourse over whether the governor's own actions in this regard that has led to this controversy are becoming of the governor. However, there is no doubt, it appears, that what the DMK leader has said in his speech is absolutely unqualified and unpardonable. Sanika.
Yes, and in fact, Ankit, we also heard, what Annamalai is also listing in his letter is one very important issue of how there was a woman police officer was allegedly harassed by DMK workers at an event where Kanimoi was addressing, and what Annamalai, Tamil Nadu BJP chief, has said that there was police inaction in that, there was an entire cover-up in it, and what he's also saying is that he expects similar action doesn't take place in this particular case where this DMK leader was caught on tape hurling expletives at the governor and also threatening to kill him. When we heard the soundbite yesterday, we decided not to play it up because there were many abuses in it. But what the translation that we had, it said very clearly that the DMK leader said that he would send terrorists behind this governor. In fact, we also had a reaction coming in from Tamil Nadu BJP chief some time back. Annamalai had spoken to the media. Let's listen to that.
We all seen they have abused very high constitutional positions holders, including our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji in the past, and including not only this kind of low-level, second-level, third-level office bearers, including the Chief Minister's son, Udayanidhi Stalin, has also spoken very badly about a lot of senior constitutional functionaries. And especially this guy, not the first time, continuously after DMK has come to power, is abusing. And today morning, BJP Tamil Nadu, we have also written a very strong letter to the DGP of our state, asking for immediate action. I was given to understand the Raj Bhavan has written a letter. And just to put certain things in clarity, just a week back, the police failed to take action against the DMK youth wing functionary who tried to molest a police constable. That is the sad state of law and order affairs in the state. Everything they are politicizing. I am sure this also they will politicize. But since the video has come out and everybody has watched it and put their condemnation to it, at least hope the Tamil Nadu police would take action on this said person so that the constitutional dignity of the governor's office is maintained. Yes, sir, it is repeating because the police hands are tied. Whenever DMK comes to power, they make sure the police doesn't function with a lot of independency. They kind of hold them. And very unfortunate, in the last 20 months, the Tamil Nadu police have lost its edge simply because the local DMK functionaries, they are treating police station like their own party offices. It's a very sad state of affairs. It has come to this, where a person openly, and not only that, sir, you have to understand who was sitting in the stage. When that person was speaking ill of the governor, I was told the Tamil Nadu Health Minister Tiruma Subramanian was sitting in the same stage. Not only that, many MLAs were sitting in the stage. So now the Chief Minister Stalin has to clarify whether that person was provoked by the MLAs and ministers who were sitting in the stage to say so. The Chief Minister has to clarify, because nobody has come out with an apology and the police is failing to register an FIR also. Tamil people are watching, Indian people are watching. I'm sure coming elections people will teach them a lesson, but before that the police have to act on them.
Sriram SS, political analyst from Chennai, is joining us on this broadcast. He's joining us on the phone line. Mr. Sriram, what would be your first response to this letter that has been shot off by BJP Tamil Nadu Chief Annamalai to the DGP, alleging, demanding action against the DMK leader and also alleging inaction in certain other instances where DMK leaders were involved?
Yeah, this is very unfortunate and this is a very appropriate thing to do by the state president in a responsible manner. It's been continuously happening, and in the last week or so, the governor has been abused, constitutional lead has been abused left, right and center from the top to the bottom. And the general law and order, it is definitely a concern, and I'm sure as a right, a very active opposition party, Mr. Annamalai has written this letter, which is very, very welcome sign that I would welcome this again.
Mr. Sriram, also, in the last few months, in fact, also in years, we've seen the political narrative plunging very sharply, whether it is abuses to leaders, abuses to women, the kind of discourse that we see in politics these days. What would be your response to that?
See, the kind of politics that's happening in the recent past for their various failures in terms of governance, that all the poll promises, that all talks they all made and what they delivered and what is happening currently, it's very much there for people to see. So to hide these inefficiencies, they try to pick up certain things that is convenient to them and project it to get away from the anger of the people. And the target that they have chosen is the governor, unfortunately. And, whatever bills that they are talking about are either incomplete.
Mr. Sriram, as you make your point, we also have Dr. Suman C. Raman joining us on the phone line as we take this discussion forward. Let's also take his view on this entire discourse that is playing out in Tamil Nadu, this entire fight between government versus governor that is playing out in the state. Mr. Suman C. Raman, what would be your response to the BJP demanding criminal action against this particular DMK Neta who abused the governor?
Look, I think that this is not the first time that, there have been abusive speeches being made. I think it's completely unacceptable. There was, whatever be the provocation, there is a certain way in which, you should handle it. And more than being abusive, I think there were threats made, as part of that speech. And that is a bigger concern for me, that it was not just an abusive speech. There was a very clear threat implied in that particular speech. And that is why I think it's important that the police actually act and follow the due process of law. I don't think it will happen because the speaker happens to be from the ruling party. But, it's very unfortunate that they are traversing that path itself.
Mr. Suman C. Raman, do you think that the Stalin government or the police under the Stalin government will file an FIR against this particular DMK Neta or, arrest him for such language?
I think the usual strategy is to file an FIR and then do nothing about it. So I don't think he will be arrested. But what I think is the police will be told to register an FIR and an FIR will be registered. We've seen this in many cases even earlier, when such abusive speeches and threatening speeches were made by ruling party persons, where after a lot of pressure from the opposition parties and from the media, an FIR is registered and then nothing happens.
Yeah, that's what we've seen in other cases as well, Mr. Suman C. Raman, that FIRs are registered, but there have been no arrests made. Why don't you stay with us? We also have Vinod P. Selvam, Vinod P. Selvam of the BJP joining us on the phone line. We take his response as well, because his party is the one that is demanding action against this DMK Neta. Mr. Vinod, your response on this entire controversy that is playing out in Tamil Nadu right now?
See, what this specific DMK person has spoken on stage is not against an individual called Mr. Ravi, but it is against the office of the governor. And it is a very serious threat which was given in front of hundreds of people. If a DMK man has the audacity to come out and speak such things, then that just goes to show the kind of law and order situation we have in the state, and how motor mouths like this man can even threaten a governor of the state. He actually used the words saying, we will send him to Kashmir and have him gunned down by terrorists from across the border. So what is DMK's connect with the terrorists across the border is a question. If he is so confidently coming out and saying, I will call terrorists from across the border, we will call terrorists from across the border, gun them down. It is not something to be taken lightly. It should be seen at from various angles. And the entire fiasco has been, entire drama has been played out by DMK to basically camouflage all their failures, especially during the season of Pongal in Tamil Nadu, where in 2020 or before coming to power, the DMK's leader, the Chief Minister, Mr. Stalin, when he was the opposition leader, demanded rupees 5,000 per ration card when the ADMK government was giving 2,500 rupees. But today, they're only giving 1,000 rupees per ration card, and he knows the people are going to question him. So to divert the entire attention onto a different issue, they have just used the governor, and they just laid a drama out of this entire scenario. They made a mole out of a mountain, and now they're using their motor mouth spokesperson to instigate more and more and speak utter nonsense on their DMK stages, on the DMK platforms, and they're giving threats today.
Okay, and Mr. Vinod, do you believe that there will be action? Because in previous instances also we've seen there has been an FIR filed, but there was no action taken beyond that. There were no arrests made. Do you see any action taking place in this case? If not, then what would be your response to that?
This FIR itself was only filed after complaints from the Raj Bhavan itself. And, this is a clear case where so much action should have been taken. Chief Minister yesterday spoke on the assembly that he wouldn't want to make politics out of this. But, if he is unable to control his own party men and the words they use, then how can the people of Tamil Nadu ever trust him to be a capable leader of governing the entire state? You can't even control your own party men who are authorized to speak on stage.
Yes.
That's the level of...
Yes. Mr. Vinod, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. We also have TSS Mani, a senior journalist, joining us on the phone line from Chennai. Mr. Mani, if you could give your first response on this letter that the BJP has shot off to the DGP demanding action against the abusive DMK Neta who hurled expletives at the governor yesterday, also issuing death threats to him. The BJP is demanding criminal action against this DMK Neta. What would be your reaction?
I think it's correct. It should be supported, since even the governor, from governor's office, complaint has been given to the police station. They should have registered CSR and also FIR on that particular person, the DMK speaker. So the letter from BJP president to the DGP is correct. It will have its own effect, I suppose. DGP will take action, I feel. And with this, we cannot brand the contradiction or political controversy between BJP and DMK, since at this moment of everybody being active, busy with the schedule of the Pongal and days, it is not a motivated action, I think, from the government side or from the leadership of the DMK side. Since there are many examples in the past, whenever such complaints comes, immediately the DMK leader will take action within the party as well as from the police against a particular person who abuses or who attacks, something like that. So it should not be taken to a political level, a big thing, but it should be condemned and the action should be taken. The government of Tamil Nadu will take action, is my opinion.
Yep. Thank you very much, TSS Mani, for joining us on this broadcast on Republic TV and sharing your view with viewers about this big controversy that is spanning out in the state of Tamil Nadu. The BJP is now demanding criminal action against DMK leader who abused the governor. And we're heading into a short break right now. After the break, we'll get you details of the Delhi terror plot. Delhi police has recovered grenades 2 days after arrest of 2 terror suspects. Also coming up after the break, TMC worker has been caught on tape slapping a common man for complaining against government scheme.
In Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday. The fire that initially broke out in one factory soon spread to the second unit wall and later engulfed the third factory too. Reports suggest nearly 7 fire tenders and top police officials were rushed to the spot in a bid to douse the fire. While number of casualties remain yet to be ascertained, goods worth lakhs of rupees were destroyed by the raging blaze. A probe is now underway to determine the cause of the fire. Bureau report for Republic TV.
एक आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया जी जनाब का.
I don't ever want to claim anything which is not done by me. I only cast my mind back to what General Patinkar and General Nirbhay Sharma had done. What I did was that I took the Ji Janab. Ji Janab was not about saying Ji Janab to everyone. It was just a symbol, a name given to an operation to say, understand the Kashmiri environment, understand the culture, understand the sensitivities.
Republic, 47.3%. 394% more viewership for Republic TV than News 18 in super prime time. Content supremacy destroys the landing experiment. Republic TV, the All India #1.
A guard on duty was shot at in broad daylight in the national capital.
And we are getting this latest video from Kishtwar in Jammu and Kashmir. These are pictures of a landslide that has taken place in the Dachan Madhwa Road in Kishtwar district of Jammu. What we know so far is that no loss of life has been reported. I believe agencies are at the spot right now trying to clear up the debris and also clear up the roads. This video in fact clearly shows this entire part of the mountain area collapsing in the landslide. A few trucks are stationed a few meters away from this landslide hit zone. Gursimran is on the phone line to give us more details about the landslide that has taken place in Kishtwar. Over to you, Gursimran.
See, this is in the Dachan Madhwa area, which is a far-flung area of the Kishtwar, and a massive landslide has taken place. This has been reported today morning when the big boulders came down. It is due to the heavy snowfall that is taking place in the upper reaches of the Jammu and Kashmir. And there was a warning that has been already been issued by the IMD department that there will be landslides, snow slides in the coming days owing to the inclement weather conditions. The next 2 days are also very crucial, keeping in view the situation that is prevailing in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. We know yesterday Union Home Minister Amit Shah has to cancel his Rajouri visit owing to these kind of inclement weather conditions. And today the landslides are taking place. Even Jammu Srinagar National Highway 2 has been halted for quite a long time owing to the situation that developed after the landslides have taken place at Mehar and other regions of the Ramban district, after which the administration has issued an advisory for the travellers not to venture on the Jammu Srinagar National Highway without consulting the traffic control units. And similar situation has been reported in the Dachan Madhwa area of the Kishtwar district, where a massive landslide has taken place and the traffic has been halted. Now the efforts are being made to resume the traffic at an earliest. Important to mention that this is a far off area of the Kishtwar district, and there is only one-way connectivity, that is single connectivity road, that has now been disrupted due to this massive landslides. And in the past 3 to 4 days, several incidents of massive landslides have been reported, as the weather conditions in the upper reaches especially have been receiving regular snowfall, owing to which these kind of landslides are taking place.
Yes, so Gursimran there getting us details of the landslide that has taken place in Kishtwar on this very narrow road. It's a far-flung area is what he's telling us. Traffic could be disrupted to some extent. We will await more details on this. And getting our viewers details of a snow avalanche in Bandipora district in Kashmir. What we're getting to know is that this snow avalanche has hit Jurnial village of Tulel in the Gurez sector of Bandipora district. We have the visuals on our screens right now of this avalanche. No deaths or injuries have been reported so far. Teams have rushed to the spot to assess the situation and the possible damage that could have been caused by this snow avalanche. Zeenath will be joining us to give us more details about what we know about the situation there so far. Just letting our viewers know that there is the weather in Kashmir is very inclement right now. Snow avalanche is currently being reported in Gurez sector of Bandipora district, a key border area in the Kashmir region. No deaths have been reported, and on your screens, in fact, getting these two videos of a landslide in Kishtwar that we reported a few minutes back, and an avalanche in the Bandipora district. Zeenath is joining us on the phone line to give us more details. Zeenath, over to you.
An avalanche hit a village in the Tulel area of Gurez, North Kashmir, Bandipora district. As of now, we are picking from sources that no damage has been reported, and this is quite far from the Srinagar. It's more than 100 kilometers from the Srinagar city where the avalanche has hit the Gurez village. The teams have already been activated in the area who are assessing the further details. Meanwhile, we are also seeing the general public has been advised by the administration to remain cautious and not to venture out in the slopes or the hilly areas and the avalanche-prone areas till the weather improves. For the last 2 days, we are seeing that the rains as well as the snow was witnessed in the Kashmir valley. The weather remained disturbed in Jammu as well, although we are expecting another fresh weather disturbance from the 14th, and this will go from 14th to 16th. The weather will remain dry, but from 16th, another fresh disturbance is expected in Jammu and Kashmir.
Thank you very much, Zeenath, for joining us on this broadcast with the details of what's happening in Bandipora. We're taking a break right now. After the break, we'll get you details of how a TMC worker slapped a common man for complaining against a Mamata government scheme. And BJP and RJD ally JDU recite Ramcharitmanas in protest against the RJD minister who insulted the holy text.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
The global south has countries that are in a state of perpetual conflict. Some of them their own making and some of them from outside. And India has said that India will use the G20 platform to speak for the global south, for the other marginalized countries of the world who have no voice, who deserve to be heard. It is India. This is India's, I think, one of the many steps that India has taken towards diplomatic superpower status.
In Madhya Pradesh's Ratlam, a massive fire engulfed 3 plastic factories in the wee hours of Friday. The fire that initially broke out in one factory soon spread to the second unit wall and later engulfed the third factory too. Reports suggest nearly 7 fire tenders and top police officials were rushed to the spot in a bid to douse the fire. While number of casualties remain yet to be ascertained, goods worth lakhs of rupees were destroyed by the raging blaze. A probe is now underway to determine the cause of the fire. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
एक आपने कॉन्सेप्ट दिया जी जनाब का.
I don't ever want to claim anything which is not done by me. I only cast my mind back to what General Patinkar and General Nirbhay Sharma had done. What I did was that I took the Ji Janab. Ji Janab was not about saying Ji Janab.
Now the quota wars has intensified in Karnataka, and in the latest we also saw Vijaypura MLA and BJP leader Basangowda Patil Yatnal going on and slamming the Industries Minister Murugesh Nirani along with the Chief Minister of Karnataka Basvaraj Bommai too, and calling out to them in unparliamentary language, and this has definitely not gone down well with the state leadership. And in this particular regard, Chief Minister Basvaraj Bommai as well as Industries Ministers, both of them, Industries Minister Murugesh Nirani, both of them assured that the reservation for the Panchamasalis and the Vokkaligas will be given by March, and the percentage of the reservation for them will also be given. Now, Murugesh Nirani also went and stated that the Vokkaligas will be included under 2C categories, and the Panchamasali Lingaites will be included under the 2D category as well. So finally, there is some sort of statements that is being made. But in regards to the action that will be taken by Basangowda Patil Yatnal, the minister was able to only go on and state that action will be taken against them.
We have breaking news coming in of CBI raids that are currently being conducted at the residence and the offices in the Delhi Secretariat of Delhi. Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. We have our Executive Editor Politics, Aishwarya Kapoor, joining us for more on this. Aishwarya, what are these raids in relation to? We'll get Aishwarya on the phone line to tell us more and specifics of which case this is about. But the CBI is conducting raids on Manish Sisodia. That is the information we have with the office of Sisodia in the Delhi Secretariat is being raided by CBI sleuths. Remember, Manish Sisodia at the very least is being probed in Liquorgate, but we'll wait to hear whether that is the case in which this action by the CBI has been initiated. This is a breaking news update coming in right now with regards to senior Aam Aadmi Party leader and Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, Manish Sisodia. We have Aishwarya now on the phone with us. Aishwarya, what is this raid about? Which case does it pertain to?
Well, at this point of time, we are being told that it is an ongoing investigation in the Liquorgate. We are being told that the office or the chambers of the Deputy Chief Minister of New Delhi, Manish Sisodia, are being raided by the CBI in the Delhi Secretariat. I repeat, according to our sources, the CBI team is present in the chambers of the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, Manish Sisodia, in the Delhi Secretariat. It is pertaining to the files of Liquorgate. This is the investigation which is already on. We know that both the agencies, that is the ED and then the CBI, are investigating this matter. And at this point of time, we are being told that the CBI team is present at the office of the Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia in the Delhi Secretariat as we speak to you.
Absolutely. So it does appear to be the Liquorgate scam, the Delhi excise policy scandal. You'll remember, viewers, that Delhi had put out this new liquor policy, which the LG had pointed glaring loopholes into, and after that it was rolled back. And so the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister has been named in the case and he's now being raided. Meanwhile, viewers, moving on, we have visuals coming in of Union Home Minister Amit Shah. He's there in Gujarat right now. He's flying a kite as part of the Uttarayan celebrations. He's in Ahmedabad. This is something that we see the Home Minister, who is also the MP for Gandhinagar, doing on an annual basis almost. And the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Bhupender Patel, can be seen next to him. Amit Shah there, looking quite dapper in his sunglasses, flying a kite. He clearly knows what he's doing. And we've seen this before. It's really a sight to see Gujarat in this time. It's the harvest festival season all across India. In all the different states, there are a number of harvest festivals being celebrated right now. And Home Minister is present right now. And there he is. This is just a month or so after the BJP's historic and stupendous poll victory in Gujarat. And there in the state's largest city, Amit Shah is celebrating Sankranti. I beg your pardon, Sankranti is what he's celebrating. Very clearly, large entourage present there with him. And the Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupender Patel is also present. Let's listen in also to what's going on. Have it, Amit Shah. And so there you can see both the Home Minister and the Chief Minister of Gujarat. They're flying kites, participating in the Makar Sankranti festivities in Ahmedabad in Gujarat. It's the Uttarayan time of year. It's a lovely time to be in Gujarat. And the Home Minister soaking a bit of that in very close to his home constituency as well. We return, viewers, to the breaking development which we told you about just minutes earlier about the Central Bureau of Investigation CBI raids that are ongoing currently at the office premises of the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, who has also taken to Twitter to immediately tweet about this. And we see Manish Sisodia. Today, again, he says the CBI has reached my office. They are welcome. They raided my house. They raided my office. They searched my locker, even conducted an investigation in my village. nothing has been found against me and nothing will be found because I have not done anything wrong. I have sincerely worked for the education of the children in Delhi. So this is a repeat of the same kind of defense that Manish Sisodia had been putting out the entire time. Aishwarya, what do you make of Manish Sisodia's defense? He is again not responding really on the facts of the case in which he is accused. He is making this a diversion about his work in education.
Well, Ankit, that has been as far as the political strategy of the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, but that is something which the investigating agencies will basically find out. But at this point of time, the raid is on at the chambers of the Delhi Chief Minister's office in the Delhi Secretariat. That is Manish Sisodia. Manish Sisodia officially confirming that. The news broke on Republic just a few minutes prior. And he's saying that, yes, the CBI team is present there. And then he goes about saying that they have raided his house, even his ancestral home, and they have not found anything. But these are the claims of Manish Sisodia, not of the agency. So Manish Sisodia is saying what he wants to say. He is a political leader. He's politicizing it. This is not for the first time. We've seen this angle prior as well. He has linked the present dispensation to these raids, saying that this is all happening. We've seen initially they started by saying this is happening because of Himachal elections. Then they made it Gujarat elections. Though they have not been able to leave an impact either in Himachal or in Gujarat, but they claim that all of this was happening because of Himachal and then Gujarat elections. But now the investigation continues. CBI has several times come out and given an official statement as well that they have no ulterior motive. They are only looking into the liquor gate scam, into the corruption angle of it, and then whatever raids or whatever investigation is only and only on to find out the truth. That has been the stand of the agencies. But then, what we are being told by our sources that it's in the same process, it's the same lead, and that the CBI raid is on as we speak, and at least half a dozen officers are present in the chambers of the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia here at the Delhi Secretariat.
Aishwarya, stay with us. I mean, so you're saying about half a dozen CBI officials. We also have visuals coming in right now. So do you think that they're at the office looking for something specific? Do you think there could be documents pertaining to Liquorgate? This is an investigation that has been going on for a bit of a while now. Is there anything specific? Is there a new finding that they're probably probing? They do also, or rather have in the past arrested some of the people, the 15 people who were named in the original FIR. Is there some specific thing that they're looking for? Do we know anything about that?
We have Sardar RP Singh. We'll go to Sardar RP Singh. Hold on. But Ankit, we need to understand. CBI has not been able to name Manish Sisodia either in the charge sheet or in the supplementary charge sheet. The case of arresting is later. They have not been able to name him. So they are looking for certain evidence. Let there be no doubt about it. They are looking for certain linkages. At least that is what our sources are saying, that they have evidence, but they are looking for stronger evidence. Because they know the minute they take that step, they need to have strong evidence in their hand. We have Sardar RP Singh also joining in. Sardar Saab, BJP has always said that it's Manish Sisodia, it's Arvind Kejriwal, but that has been taken as a political blame game. As far as the investigation goes, Sardar Saab, CBI has not named Manish Sisodia either in the charge sheet or in the supplementary charge sheet, and that is why you see Manish Sisodia comes out even today and is saying, Sardar Saab, that he's not wrong, that he's clean. Sardar RP Singh of the BJP, sir.
Aishwarya, let's be very clear.
Please.
There are people from the Aam Aadmi Party. A key kingpin in the whole of this deal is in the custody of CBI.
Absolutely.
And he's the key man in their team also. And he was given the minister's bungalow also here when he was outside. So Mr. Kailash Gehloth's bungalow was given to him to take forward all those deals. So wait for the time. Let CBI do the proper inquiry. What Saab, if CBI is doing inquiry, दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा. But why to raise question also on when team is trying to dig out something? They would have some details with them.
The Aam Aadmi Party has been doing, Sardar Saab, ever since you remember the first time the ED and the CBI laid a raid on them, they have been claiming that it's a political vendetta, and that is something which they are doing today also. Manish Sisodia has tweeted just after Republic breaking that news.
Well, had it been a political vendetta, then Mr. Sanjay Jain would have got bail. All their other functionaries who are in custody would have got bail. And Mr. Kejriwal is a London man. He would seek bail for them, but he has not. Mr. Sundar Jain has not got bail, and for other guy, Aam Aadmi Party has not moved for the bail.
Sardar Saab, they are baiting you by saying, Sardar Saab, the Aam Aadmi Party is baiting you when they say you have been going hammer and tong against Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodiya. If that was the case, if that is how brazen it was, then why hasn't the investigating agencies able to name Manish Sisodiya either in the charge sheet or in the supplementary charge sheet? That's the counter which comes in from their side.
I'll answer that.
Please, sir.
Well, do you expect CBI to file a charge sheet and then it falls back? No. CBI will only file a charge sheet when they have all conclusive evidence, because since the man is a deputy CM of the state, he is not some Aragaranathu, Tom, Dick and Harry in the state. So it has to be very conclusive, because tomorrow again, otherwise, they'll come and say, oh, see, there was no good evidence and they just were doing political vendetta. So instead of that, it's better that CBI do the complete investigation, proper investigation, and then file the charge sheet or arrest the man.
So, Sardar Saab, the BJP still feels that Manish Sisodiya is the main man behind it?
He was a minister. How can anything happen without the minister's knowledge? Although there was a kingpin was someone else, but he was in loop of what was happening. And then the kingpin was an Aam Aadmi Party functionary.
Okay. So that was Sardar RP Singh, Ankit. So while that is happening, while the BJP still claims that there waits for some time, the CBI sleuths are right there. The officers are there in the office at the Delhi Secretariat of the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodiya. Ankit, back to you in the studios.
Right, a very interesting conversation there between Aishwarya Kapoor, our political editor, and Sardar RP Singh of the BJP. And the BJP clearly still feels that because Manish Sisodiya was the minister in charge of Delhi's excise policy, there is no question that the party feels that he is also a person who is of note in this investigation, even though, like Aishwarya pointed out, that the Aam Aadmi Party contends that he has not been named in the charge sheet or the supplementary charge sheet by the CBI. But irrespective of that, what is evident before our eyes is that there are raids that are ongoing currently at the office of the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi. There are raids that are ongoing with about a half a dozen CBI sleuths, is what Aishwarya has told us, at the Secretariat in Delhi. We are unclear on what specifically they are looking for, but we are in receipt of this tweet from the Deputy Delhi Chief Minister Manish Sisodiya, and I read out again, and he says, "Today again the CBI has reached my office. They are welcome. They raided my house, they raided my office, they searched my locker, even conducted an investigation in my ancestral village. Nothing has been found against me and nothing will be found because I have not done anything wrong. I have sincerely worked for the education of the children in Delhi." That is Manish Sisodiya's quick-fire response to finding out about the raids. I don't know if we still have Aishwarya with us, but we'll also get more information on this, specifically with regards to where Manish Sisodiya is at the moment, whether or not he is present in his office at the time of the raids, whether or not there is any other contention being put forth by the Aam Aadmi Party with regards to this. We have Harish Khurana, BJP leader from Delhi, joining us. Mr. Khurana, what are these raids about? Manish Sisodiya says that you have not found anything, CBI has not found anything, and they will not find anything. What is your response to this?
See, CBI has already clarified that this is a routine inquiry which is happening. But I'm not able to understand why Manish Sisodiya is so much hurry in giving a self-clean sheet to himself. Point is, let the inquiry happen. Whatever, if they found anything, that will be disclosed in the court, not to you. But as usual, it's a habit of Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodiya and giving a clean sheet to himself and giving a self-honesty. I don't understand why in so much hurry. Point is, CBI is looking for some documents. If they have raided it, and which if they clarified it's a routine inquiry which has been happening, I don't understand he's been making an issue of that. If you're so much clean, you will come clean. Why are you making a hue and cry?
At the same time, however, Mr. Khurana, the Aam Aadmi Party contends that, I mean, it's been some time, and in the charge sheet and the supplementary charge sheet, the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi has not been named. So what is the hold-up if you are so clear that he is the minister and he was responsible?
First of all, it's not clear yet by the CBI also, in the Manish Sisodia tweet also, that this raid has been in some connection with the with the liquor scam or not. Because he's saying he's doing education. We don't know, because CBI has not clarified it, which all documents they are searching for, whether in an excise scam or some other cases. Because we all know that many cases have been imposed on, is there on Manish Sisodia, whether it's a school scam, whether it's the excise scam, or whether some other things which are coming out from in public. We don't know. Let CBI clarify it. We are not, let the law take their own course. But problem only which I am finding in, why Manish Sisodia is giving a certificate of honesty to himself. It's a court who will decide whether you are honest or not, whether you are clean or no. Let them decide why you are not court or law above law.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, I thank Mr. Harish Khurana, BJP leader from Delhi, for joining us. He is of the view that while we are told that this is with regards to Liquorgate, we will wait for the official CBI word on that. And the BJP is not being committal in terms of why Manish Sisodia is not on either of the charge sheets in the Delhi excise policy scam. But